Yes, sirs. Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Wayne Blue. We don't have the right score up. Come on, guy. We gotta give Indiana their credit here because that was a huge win. There we go. 116 to 107. We're coming to you live at the conclusion of Game 3 of the NBA Finals, where Indiana takes a 2-1 series lead. You are listening to the Hello and Welcome podcast presented by Betway. Alex Wong, co-host. Brother, that was a great game.
Yeah, we got a series, baby. You know, if you don't like Pacers, Thunder, you don't like basketball, you know? So and you know, in 49 states, it's just basketball, but this is Indiana, you know. No, it's crazy, man. You know, Benedict Mathurin, you know, rising from the ashes. You know, Benedict Mathurin, not to quote Bill Simmons so early here.
Yeah.
But definitely, I think an irrational confidence Hall of Fame guy.
Oh,
in terms of just he's gonna give you one of these games, but only one of these games every series, and he delivered tonight. I thought this was about the bench mob. T.J. McConnell was dominant in that second quarter.
Pops was in the building, man.
Pops Freed.
We're talking about Timothy John
Not
McConnell.
Timothy Chalamet McConnell. And he was, you know, Grand Theft Al McConnell tonight, you know, with a couple of steals too. Obi Toppin, I thought was great off the bench.
That two-handed dunk, man, I went crazy.
Halliburton and Pascal, I don't know what you think. Like, I thought they had decent games. Yeah. Like, they played well.
No, Halliburton played great. Pascal
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Was kind of hit or miss. Yeah.
Halliburton played great, had some big shots. Neesmith gave them a big shot down the stretch there. But this was the bench coming through for them. And this was the first time, I think after they trailed in that first quarter, in that second quarter, I started to feel like the Pacers were playing with force and really taking it to the Thunder. And for them to be able to withstand all these Thunder runs, like that was really impressive for them to come out with this win.
Dude, this showed so much heart for the Pacers because, you know, the Pacers are good for one of those crazy comebacks every series, but you still got to get 3 legitimate wins. You still got to tough it out and outplay the other team 3 other times. And I think the overwhelming conclusion coming into the series was that OKC is a much, you know, different caliber of team, that this was a mismatch. You know, I had picked OKC in 5, and of course, Game 1, the ending was so dramatic, but I think at the same time, people still predicted OKC to do well. Game 2, OKC could have hold serve the whole time, and so, you know, they're looking good. They're looking like Yannick Sinner, you know, halfway through the French Open. But this one right here, man, the way the Pacers played.
McConnell turned into that white boy trying to get into the house on Sinners.
Oh,
he's like, let me play you a couple songs, man.
He was giving them gold coins away, man.
Yo, he was out for blood tonight, man.
Holy. He was going for their necks, man. No, but seriously, like I think that grit that you saw from Indiana, because even the start of this game, right? OKC jumped on them early. They were turning them over. OKC was getting lots of easy opportunities in transition. They hopped out with an early lead. I thought it was like kind of make or break just early in the game. And then as the game went on, though, Indiana stuck around. They had a great second quarter. To be honest, they should have even gone into halftime with a bigger lead. Third quarter, OKC, you know, takes back control, but then fourth quarter, again, it's the bench guys that you mentioned, man. Like, I don't want to say it's like such a cliche, but it's probably the one cliche I believe the most in basketball is just that like the role players will play better at home. Last game, Game 2, it was like, okay, Alex Caruso got 20 points off the bench. Alex Caruso got more points last game than Pascal Siakam. He got more points than Tyrese Halliburton, right? Last game off the bench, you got Aaron Wiggins, you know, hitting tween step back, you know, threes.
Getting wiggy with it, man. Come on.
But you come to Indianapolis, where it's not basketball. It's Indiana basketball. It's Hoosier basketball, and it completely flips. I mean, Mathurin's gonna have that type of confidence every single time. Sometimes it's gonna work out. Sometimes it's not. Today, absolutely was massive. But McConnell's energy, the way that it wasn't even about the scoring. It was about the little individual moments where he would steal the inbound, or the little individual moments where he would win possession. There was that one play where he was like driving along the baseline, basically getting wedged out and somehow like tiptoed and got fouled instead. And then him yelling to the crowd, being like, I can't hear you. You know what I mean? Like, all those little things really matter. And when you get that confidence on your side, like, it wears on the opponent over the course of the game. And OKC, you saw them go to their starters early in the fourth quarter. Shea was in pretty much to start the fourth quarter because it was close. And eventually down the stretch, you saw Indiana sort of pull away. And there were some great plays, man. I thought everybody made a contribution. Pascal got a couple of runouts. Miles Turner, man, that play where he blocked Chet twice on the same play, first for 3, and then at the rim. I mean, this was such a gutsy effort. And of course, none of it's possible without Halliburton. Like, you know, I know like basketball analysis is like become so much more nuanced, and I think it's a great thing because we're able to break down film, we're able to break down these plays and this play. But and so when you have this sort of like ecosystem and this sort of conversation, it feels reductive when people say, well, he's just got to step up, right? But you hear that all the time for the former players, right? Former players, you know, when you heard Shaq, for example, talk on the post game on NBA TV, when you heard about, you know, Richard Jefferson saying on the broadcast in Game 2, Halliburton's just got to step up and he's got to be more aggressive. It sounds like reductive, but I think also there is a real learned experience from people who played the game at this high level, because there is that next level that you can tap into as a great athlete. And I thought Halliburton today, even though the stat line doesn't like blow you out the water, but he was everywhere. He was aggressive. He was getting in the paint so much. And there were tactical things that the Pacers did to get him more free. But more than anything else, his aggression on defense, in transition, even in the half-court setting, in a one-on-one setting, was awesome. So you put all that together, and I thought Indiana got probably their most impressive win of the entire playoff run so far, and that's why they're up 2-1, man.
Yeah,
this was great.
I think that's high praise because, like, you look at the run that they've been on now. Like, aside from all those incredible comebacks, they've had one of them in every series. They've won some big games on the road, like throughout this run to get to the finals. But I do agree with you, like beating this OKC team tonight, I think taking the full team effort. And the one thing that I thought they were really lacking in the first couple games was just getting out in transition, right?
Yeah.
Like when you were watching them against the Knicks, like especially that clinching game in Game 6, like I swear they got like half their points on just like looking out and just outrunning the Knicks. The Knicks were just like in full scramble mode. And I think Halliburton had like 0 transition points or assists in Game 2 here in the finals. And tonight, I thought we saw the Pacers that we've seen that's run these teams out of the gym, like in the Eastern Conference. And it's super impressive they were able to do it against a team like the Thunder, because the Thunder always seem like they'll take your punch, you know, they'll take a couple punches from you, but they're just so good. They just execute, they find the right guys, like they have Shea when they need a bucket. It just seems like it's so hard to overwhelm them over 48 minutes. And the Pacers completely overwhelmed them there in the fourth quarter, man. Yeah. Like they were more physical, they were faster, they were better, they were everything. Yeah. And like, listen, it's gonna, I'm sure, you know, whatever can happen in Game 4, the series can still swing, but man, like I feel like we got to start buying. Like I know we keep discounting the Pacers, and everybody been talking in these finals about how like already a foregone conclusion, you know, whether the Thunder are starting the next dynasty. Like, man, if I'm the Pacers, I'm hearing all of that and I'm like, yo, we're up 2-1 and this is a series, man.
Yeah. No, this was a statement. Because again, like the way this game was going, like it felt almost like Game 4 between OKC and Minnesota in the previous Western Conference Finals. If you remember that series, OKC won the first 2 games, and then Minnesota blew them out like crazy in the third game. So it's 2-1. But that fourth game was the deciding game, and I thought Minnesota played probably their best game. I thought Ant did a great job of balancing scoring, but also distributing. Jaden McDaniels went crazy to start that game, was scoring everything. Randall was hitting. Like, they were playing their best possible game, and OKC still beat them in the end by 1 or 2 possessions because they had their big 3 hitting. It was Shea, it was Jalen Williams, and it was Chet Holmgren. And in this game, it really looked like all 3 of them were going. I mean, honestly, like I don't really fault any of those 3 guys. They all played really well.
20
Maybe in the
plus,
fourth quarter,
20 plus for all of them.
Yeah, 20 for Chet, 26 for Jalen Williams, 24 for Shea. This might have been Jalen Williams' most impressive game I've seen from him all playoffs. And I know he's maybe had bigger stat lines and stuff like that, but today, like, what they needed from Jalen Williams was to, like, be aggressive, take it to the rim, drive it, that pull-up 3 to end the third quarter. The one where he drew the defense, and he kicked it to Chet, cutting off the corner for the 2-handed dunk where both Pacers, I think, like, Toppin was so turned around, he ended up screening Turner on the play. He'd screen his own teammate, but like those guys were doing exactly what they needed to. And Shea, outside the fourth quarter, actually did a really good job scoring the ball kind of at will. The issue is, again, the supporting guys weren't really there. You know what I mean? Like Lou Dort was hitting those threes in the first quarter. By the way, the easiest sign of is OKC's early lead fake is whether or not Lou Dort hit like 3 or 4 threes. Because you know by the time it comes to the fourth quarter, and I love Lou. Lou is a Canadian. Lou's a loyal Canadian. He's played so much for Team Canada. It's the same pattern for Team Canada, though. Those early first quarter threes are different than the wide open fourth quarter three. And if you remember in game 1, he had a wide open fourth quarter three with like 2 minutes left, wide open, couldn't knock it down. This one, kind of very similar deal. And I'm not going to nitpick on a guy who went 4 or 5 from 3, but like, you know, some of those things, when you take away like the other supporting guys, you know, Caruso was like a non-factor here today.
No impact tonight. I thought the
Zero.
refs set the tone early too. Like they called a foul on Shea on the first possession, and then I think on the other end too, they called a defensive foul. I want to say it was on Dort. And I think they weren't letting Caruso get away with that like extra physical contact that he's been getting away with, I feel like, for like the whole playoffs. Like they were actually making those calls, and they weren't getting anything off the bench. They got nothing from iHeartRadio, you know, Isaiah Hartenstein. I thought he had a terrible game. They got nothing off the bench. And I think that's to your point. And I think if you were to nitpick the big three, I feel like Chet got to step up a little bit. Like that's the guy for me. Like I feel like
but he doesn't really get his own offense. You know what I mean? Chet is Chet is great at so many things, but fundamentally, Chet is like if Chris Boucher was having a good game every single game. And that's not that I know for everyone else might sound like, if you're not a Toronto fan, you might think that like, why would you compare him to Chris Boucher? He's a different caliber. I agree. But when Chris is on, you know he's like a difference maker. Like he's everywhere defensively, he blocks shots. He's like a terror in transition. He knocks down threes. He's a momentum shifter. Like that's a compliment. I swear it is. But fundamentally, he's not a guy who's getting his own offense, and he's a guy who has to play off of all the attention that other guys get.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
and you saw there today, Turner kind of bullied him, man. That play where he blocked him twice, like that's got to stick in your head a little bit.
0 for 6 from 3-2 from Chet. Two guys I don't want to see shooting threes are Chet and Miles Turner in this series, man. Miles Turner, every time he shoots, you know it's groans at a Gainesfield Bridge House or whatever it's called now.
Yeah, wow.
But yeah, no, super impressive win. I think it's one of those games when I watch OKC, I just keep expecting the Thunder to just find a way over the 48 minutes. And I guess I should start giving the Pacers a little bit of credit because like they've been doing this whole playoffs, man.
Right.
So here we are.
I think you got to give some credit too to like, again, I got to circle back. I think Tyrese Halliburton deserves so much credit for the way he responded tonight. Stuff like, because the level of aggression really is determined based on the player himself. Like, yes, the defense will dictate some, but when you're talking about star players impose themselves on the game. There were 2 shots that he made tonight where he came off the pick and roll, and he wasn't going to get all the way to the paint because there was a big in the back, and he would just throw up the little touch floater. And I thought one of them, Hartenstein, was within maybe like half a hand's length of contesting and blocking it, but he still shot it. He still made it. And I think those things are really good in the sense of, no, they're not high percentage plays, but it shows that intention. You were coming in to score. And I think once they kept reacting to his ability to score, that's what created even more opportunities for other guys to sort of set up and create. By the way, he had an amazing cross-court pass where he ran a pick and roll on the left side. And then I think Turner was the one rolling to the basket, and there was like a slight tag, like not even like a full rotation, maybe like a half a step from the corner shooter to maybe try to see if he can like be providing a little tiny bit of help. And he threw a one-handed midair cross-court pass to Nesmith on the other side, and Nesmith knocked it down. By the way, the contest was so good. Nesmith basically got it was almost fouled basically, but stuff like that, it was just so impressive. And I think the other part too is it's more subtle because you can't necessarily see coaching adjustments so readily in real time, unless you have like a really trained eye or whatever, right? But I think in the coming days, you will see videos put together or like clips put together of the stuff that the Pacers did differently to give their main players more space. I like that, first off, they clearly started the game with Pascal Siakam intentionally hunting those mismatches, giving Pascal those early touches. He's getting guarded one-on-one for the most part, and he's getting guarded mostly by Cason Wallace. There is a size mismatch that he's able to exploit there. I thought they did a good job of that, but more importantly, they did a great job of freeing Tyrese Halliburton. A couple plays that really stood out to me. There's one play where Tyrese was coming up to receive a dribble handoff, but instead he actually screened for the big who had the ball. I think it was Toppin. Toppin worked the pick and roll just a little bit, used the screen, but then like flipped it right back to Haliburton. But just that little bit of hesitation where he throws the defense off because he's screening for the ball rather than getting the ball and then getting a screen, which is typical of a point guard. That little bit of indecision caused OKC to be a little bit more, unsure. They weren't up on his body as much, and then Haliburton was able to touch the paint. He kicked out, I think ultimately they missed a three, but I was like, that's really smart action. Getting him to screen for the ball before receiving for the ball. There's other plays where he was running these actions where he would throw it ahead and then go, get it back, basically like pistol action. But like he would do some of that stuff where he would get off the ball and then get back onto the ball just to create a little bit more of that separation so that the physicality from guys like Lou Dort and Alex Caruso wasn't on him the whole entire night the way it was, I thought, basically in game 1 and game 2 in OKC. And those are really smart little subtle adjustments. And I think Rick Carlisle is like a master at these little things where he managed this game really well. Also the usage of like when he's going to go small, right? Because OKC keeps going small in this series, so he can get away with Pascal at center. He can get away with Obi Toppin at center because Pascal wasn't playing well at certain points. They played Obi Toppin at center, and he was the guy getting those monster putbacks. But then closing the game big again with Turner, because that's a huge decision. Because a lot of times, if you notice with the Pacers' big comebacks, they actually take Turner off the floor and they put Toppin in to close at 5. That was a big decision, and then Turner ultimately rewards him with that huge block on Chet. So I just thought it was like a total team effort. I think you could really credit a whole bunch of players on the Pacers side, and I think as a neutral fan, obviously I'm not an OKC fan, I'm not a Pacers fan. I think it's just good for NBA Finals, man. Like we get to watch more of it. There's more at stakes, and I just appreciate how gutsy this effort was from the Indiana Pacers, man.
Yeah, the series is picking up, so can't wait for an off day tomorrow, and then we'll get right back at it on Friday.
That's how it's supposed to be.
And then, oh my God, there's no games this weekend. We'll be back Monday night for critical Game 5. This whole series just keeps losing momentum for no reason. I feel like every time I watch a finals game, it's the start of the finals. I'm like, oh, it's the first game again. And it's just, I don't know. We've done our complaining about this, but the rhythm of the finals is just crazy to me, man.
Yes, sirs.
What's up,
what
guys?
Up,
no, just as you're fishing up your recap, I might as well share a couple of items to get you guys to comment on it.
Okay.
First off here, this stat is interesting. Pacers are undefeated in the playoffs when Caitlin Clark attends. I just found out online.
Oh, okay. Make sure Angel Reese doesn't show up then. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Just Caitlin.
Brother.
Oh, brother.
Oh,
okay. Up next.
But by the way, I think she's been at least like 7 or 8 of these games, so that's really impressive.
It's
8-0.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
She picked the perfect time to pick up a minor injury.
Yeah, I'm going to zag and say it's just because the Pacers are a good home team in the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, let's get a read from our two fit gods on Reggie Miller's slightly tucked in Mark Jackson. I texted Alex, I crashed out when I saw this jersey. I was like, wait, did I get a bootleg and Reggie was never 31?
That's amazing.
I mean, a bootleg Reggie would be amazing.
That would be amazing. Yeah. But it like just the coincidence that they have exactly like reversed numbers, right? Anyway, so here we have, for those who are listening, Reggie Miller wearing a Mark Jackson 13 in the 90s style, but has chosen to not fully tuck in the jersey, but just enough to tuck over a very normal belt buckle.
This is the tuck that you give when you go to the bathroom, but in a hurry.
Okay.
This is a great look by Reggie.
And actually, this is great. Like he's getting killed online. For this.
He's getting killed online by media members, and I've seen all their fits. So I feel like even though listen. I know I'm only 6 days.
You're not a fan of the plaid?
I'm only 6 days from the ratty undershirt incident, but I'm back. But
you're back.
No. Every media member that makes fun of fits got to post a fit pic of themselves. This is like when people are like, this person should have made the All-Star team. You have to name who you're gonna kick off the All-Star team, right?
That's fair.
I think that's the similar rule. I think jerseys in general are very difficult to wear just if you're not if you're just a civilian, especially basketball
Sure.
jerseys. Like
Yeah,
if you're
agree.
going for a
I
basketball
really,
run,
I think of the three of us, I'm the one who makes the most effort to try to make a
no, you
basketball
make it
jersey
work. But I
Yeah.
think the way people make it work is just that you make it work the way that works for you, and this works
Sure.
perfect for Reggie.
I
Like
think
this
think
is a
there's-
Reggie look. Yeah.
By the way, underrated, but is that a hoodie or a collar over top?
It's a hoodie, yeah. So
It's
he's
a
wearing
hoodie.
like a
It's
he's
like
wearing
a
like a
thin hoodie.
thin. He's wearing like a thin material type hoodie.
I think this also
perfect
makes sense
color.
for his build.
Yes, he's got the skinny look. The jeans look good with this jersey.
Yeah.
If
he
any of
looks
us tried to do this, it would not work.
Well,
I think Will
I
can
could-
pull this off.
I think I could recreate this look.
I was
All right, do it
actually
on
just
Saturday.
commenting. I'm
With
not
your
even joking.
Loewe.
Today, I was just talking about Will, and Will with the tucked-in kit or tucked-in jersey is like an elite fit. Will
Yeah.
looks super cool.
No, but I think the jersey look is just how you wear it yourself personally. Like there's no one way to wear it. It's got to be like based on like you said, your body size, your style, all of that stuff.
Also, yeah, like very key for anything. Reggie looks very comfortable in it.
Oh,
And-
when I saw it, I was like, oh,
That's
he
it,
looks
yeah.
fly.
Bro,
Like, he
Reggie
looks
can wear
fly.
whatever, bro. This is his
Yeah.
house. This is the organization that he built, bro.
Absolutely.
Tyrese Halliburton can win the title for the Pacers this year, and Reggie Miller would still be by far and away the best Pacer, bar none.
All right,
Yeah.
so we have people
Pacers could
saying-
go over 82 and Reggie's still gravy.
That is called a French tuck.
Oh wow, we got a
Whoa,
French
whoa.
lick and a French tuck.
Whoa, why are these comments all new with avatars? What's going on?
This is like a new style. Here, we're gonna go
Sick.
back to the
Yo, I'm
classic. There we go.
No,
We're
I
back.
like that one's freaking me out, man. We upgraded. I feel like we're on inside
It
the
got
NBA
switched.
right now.
It got switched
Yeah.
up.
Damn,
Yo,
man.
by the way, I love that he's wearing a teammates of his jerseys too, because like
Yes.
wearing
No,
your
he
own
couldn't
jersey
wear
is
himself.
kind of tacky.
That would've
but
been
wearing
bad,
a
yeah.
teammates jersey, especially like a legendary. I would you say Mark Jackson's a legendary Pacer?
He's a
Absolutely.
legendary pacer. You know the
Yeah.
funniest.
You
the
don't know
funniest
this, Will, because you only finished half of winning time. But Mark Jackson really makes an impact.
The
Oh, by the way-
funniest.
Yeah,
thing
sorry, go ahead.
About this is Reggie sitting courtside, repping Mark Jackson.
Yeah.
And when they showed the celebs tonight, Mark Jackson was stuck in row 3 in the suites, man.
Yeah, he was
Like,
up there.
He was
Also,
yeah.
I know we submitted some approval on questions, but I think we might need to ask Bobby Webster how he would style a basketball jersey.
Oh,
yeah.
let's make
down.
sure Raptors PR is
Absolutely.
okay with that one. Yeah.
Also, shout out Ingrid once again. 100% agree. It's difficult to wear jerseys, especially as a woman. Yeah, they used to have remember the jersey dresses? Like Mariah Carey had it during the.
Oh, the iconic. Yeah.
yes.
Happy
Come
birthday,
on.
Mr. President, to Michael
Yes.
Come
Jordan.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually the U.S. anthem. Is this the jersey that Mark Jackson was wearing when he did the infamous shimmy on the ground?
I think this.
I would.
This, I
yeah,
think
I wouldn't be
this is the shimmy
surprised.
era.
I mean, the
Yeah.
style of jersey. That's also the one that
No,
Reggie.
even on the mini thumbnail, man, you look like you're serving 2 plates at Hong Shing.
Oh.
You look like- you got the beef tenderloin and the
Now,
Szechuan
Alex, can you do
oils.
your Pento walk while you're doing?
Oh my god.
There we
Also,
go.
the funniest thing is I'm looking at Will's notes, and he's got this like TJ McConnell emotional lift, and then it's supposed to say steel inbound, but it says steak, and I've been staring at that for the last 30 minutes.
It says steak inbound outback, which is
Yeah,
to be fair, I was 3 beers deep as I watched this
that's
game. so-
literally where I took people on
I
dates.
had some steak
in
free from
Markham.
Cote de Boeuf earlier this week, so that was some steak inbound.
Steak inbound outback. That's next to the Kelsey's at First Markham, bro.
Apologies to Caleb. We didn't know that your profile pic which is 15 years old, would show up so big. It won't.
Yes.
This
Sorry,
is how.
guys.
Oh wait, hide that. There it is. Now we have the mini look there.
Yo, Caleb, man, we got you.
Yeah,
Got
no,
you.
but Alex, fair point, especially if it's a media member or any person. Show what you're wearing if you're gonna roast the fit.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, people.
I think one day, maybe for a banter or something, Alex, you and I should actually just do the various versions of media fits.
People
that
just
exist.
Oh, wow.
people just roast fits for engagement. You don't even believe what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
You-
one
you-
look at this Reggie fit, and I'm like, this
Right.
is perfect for him.
Alex and I have actually had discussions, especially because we go on trips and everything, where we'll run through things and we'll kind of stop ourselves because we'll be like, nah, that's a
That's a media ass fit. Yeah.
media ass fit. Yeah.
The top 3 media fits that we see are number 1, guy who's wearing a full suit for no reason.
Full suit for no reason.
Like a old suit too, like cheap old cheap suit basically for no reason.
Yeah. That's national media.
There's
these guys get one whole Renfrew event, and we're out here shitting on everybody.
Two.
Sure.
The guy who's severely underdressed, so usually shorts, like a polo and a backpack, like
at least one NBA logo, one NBA team logo is shown within those fits.
Yeah.
I lean pretty close into the underdressed for a lot of things, but I think I do like a pretty good stylish casual for most part. Yeah.
And then number 3 is just a plaid flannel over shirt with a white t-shirt underneath.
I wouldn't know, man. I've been banned from the game for a year, man.
Oh, you're not banned, man. Come on, man.
It's really about layers.
Guy trying to be McMahon.
My favorite is the hoodie with long coat over, jeans, probably just fitted, regular fit or skinny, and some version of a Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I think it just all comes down to rocking fits that suit
Wear
who
what
you
you
are personally.
like.
Because like Nell Cam, I think, Nell Cam pulls off fits that, I wouldn't want other people to wear, and vice versa. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
The rules are totally different for photographers.
We
man.
all pull off fits that I don't think any of the other people on the show should try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like a personal.
But it would be
flow
funny
type of thing.
if we ever make it back to Scotiabank Arena all together. We should all just dress as each other.
This is how the hobbits talked about going back
you mean
to
like
Mordor.
this?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yo, how long ago is this, man?
That was a minute. Am I even blonde? Oh, this is from the Bell event.
This is from the Bell event.
Got it. Okay.
To be clear, you see no credentials inside. This was not a credentialed event.
All right. So what do we got
be
here?
1,000%
Alex,
clear.
break down your fit.
I can't see it right now. You gotta break it down. Yeah.
Zoom in.
So
dog.
you got the PSA hat, white
Yeah.
tee.
Yeah.
I can't tell what pants these are.
What
these
jacket
jeans?
am I? Those are some
It's
Comme
the
des
leather jacket
Garçons-
you're wearing.
Comme
It's a
des
leather jacket
Garçons
situation.
trousers,
Yeah.
Oh, not Comme des Garçons.
Yeah, a little trouser. Yeah,
What
PSA
shoes are you
hat.
wearing?
era.
Those are
I
Air
think those
Force
are the
Ones?
Stash Air Force ones.
Stash Air
yeah.
Force Ones.
They've been
Nice.
stashed ever since.
Okay.
No,
I'm
my
wearing,
yeah.
I'm wearing my Lost and Found yellow beanie, yellow toque. My matching with Will Liu cotton, Heather Gray hoodie. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can tell
Little
peeking
cotton
out
fit?
is my OVO practice OG Ananoba jersey that I wear all the time to our Tuesday run.
Yes, sir.
South 2 West 8 pants, like parachute type pants, and Tiffany colored Kyrie 2s.
Honestly, these are pretty elite as far as media fits go, man.
No, my
This is what we
medication. My
wear.
medication hadn't really kicked in during that time. I was just putting on whatever. I don't like this one.
Yeah. You're not a fan of this one?
No.
I got
Also,
other
Will
pictures. I
having
got
it in
other
the
pictures.
holster. I
No,
love
you gotta go like 2018, 20. You gotta go faux hawk era.
Oh no.
Oh, faux hawk era fits.
We'll save this for a banter.
We'll save this
brother.
for
we
another
could
time.
legit do a whole fit thing. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Thanks,
just
Dylan
be clear.
Daniel.
There's another one here.
Well, yo, man. Yo,
Why did you take a photo of him after he seemed to have hotboxed the locker room?
Yo, this guy treat me like I'm Kobayashi. Is crazy. Man.
Yo, you always got a dog in your hand, man.
Yo, arf. Yeah, no, I've had that dog in me. Yo,
This guy
Yo, you get-
JYD, man.
Yo, you getting a glizzy over at Kendrick?
yo, no, probably not. I don't want to deal with. I just want to get in and get out. They took away the media hot dogs one year, man. And
It's been gone ever since, man.
Yeah, I don't wanna make it about
Unfortunately,
myself,
dogs
man.
are out, as
was
Chanel
that
said.
was that the Wong exception? Yeah.
By the way,
What
I
about a
see-
good overshirt? You gotta, I
There's a lot of good overshirts.
there's a lot of good overshirts, work shirts, things like that.
Men's workwear. I see Lee Van Osmond in the chat here. Talking
Glizzy
about
in hand is crazy.
really? Is it as crazy as this?
Wow!
Yeah, Lee Ben.
Yo, blur the credential. What are you doing, my guy?
No. You can't see that. Don't worry. You can't see that. Don't worry.
Lee Ben's always got the classic gold fit.
Oh, the yellow on yellow with the yellow shoes
Funny
on
thing
the
is,
bottom.
Jordan
I have
12s.
that
The
exact
nuggets
same
are
jacket.
yellow. The jacket's yellow. The shoes are yellow.
The
Come
hairline,
on,
the
man.
hairline's LeBron.
Jesus Christ. That is
Yo, put
That
on a
jacket's-
Monday. Put on a Monday hat, bro. It's
God.
Thursday.
that's a 2018 jacket.
This guy's praying for the meal, man.
Jeez.
Oh man!
Anyway,
Right.
great game 3, guys. This is an amazing game. I really thoroughly enjoyed that, and honestly, I still think OKC is going to win this series.
Okay,
but
Tim Bontemps. Yeah.
but at the same time, I'm so impressed by the Pacers, and I'm rooting full-heartedly for them at this point.
Man, let's Pacers. Let's get Game 4, 3-1, and then it'll be super fun, man.
Well, I want to see OKC sweat a little bit. You know what I mean?
They've sweated a little. They just sweated against Denver. You know, they lucked out. Lou Dort, timed his streak perfectly in that Game 5 in the fourth quarter. Otherwise, it'd be Denver, Indiana right now, man. But
just a shout out to Levan. I have the same jacket there. This is 2018 at the Open Gym retrospective at TIFF. I brought my dad. He's wearing an actual like from the '90s starter jacket, Raptors starter jacket there.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I'm
also wearing under Alex. Remember the 306 Young? I'm wearing one of those like tees from the 306
with
Young
like the
Toronto
logo
edition.
with like a graphic.
Jordan logo over like Toronto landscape.
Nice.
Very, very classic.
Yeah, I've been
2018
keeping because I'm a big hater. I've been going for these 6-hour walks as the sun is finally out, and I've been
Dude, I've been
tracking.
outside all day today.
Bro is strolling, man.
Yeah, I think I have a heat stroke. I've been tracking just like absolutely cooked items. On my list so far, Trader Joe's bags gotta go. Everybody has a Trader Joe's tote bag right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's
Oh
cooked.
yeah, no, I've seen some TikToks.
Yo,
about
if you
that,
guys
too.
have a Trader Joe's, mad respects.
It's over.
Yeah, a Pro Bass Shop hat. Yeah, see a lot of those right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That one's cooked.
Yeah.
I think New Yorker magazine tote bag is also cooked.
That one comes free with the subscription.
I
man.
know, because I have one.
Same.
So those are my 3 right now. Yeah,
Okay.
those
Yeah.
3 are cooked.
Okay,
Those
okay.
3 are cooked.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's good social observations. Guys.
Big hater here, man.
Big hater
Call me
energy.
Bill Hater.
Okay.
All right, what's next?
Like
man?
a Simmons hater.
What?
Let's get to some. Let's get to
Six
some
pack?
6-pack in.
Let's get the 6-pack in, man. Let's crack open a 6-pack like a pack of hot dogs, man.
Crack open this 6-pack so I can go watch Burn After Reading. Okay.
You've already seen it, man. Come on, dude.
No, come on, man. I've actually haven't caught that one yet.
Oh, okay. You'll enjoy it.
First item, Giannis Watch. I believe my brother is dead for now. So, you've been following Giannis on IG.
I have been
He's
following
in,
Mr. Antetokounmpo.
He's in Brazil right now, I believe.
Hey, this
He
guy
was in
is just
Brazil?
having a great time in Brazil. He got all 4 Antetokounmpo brothers together. He got his mom Victoria also there as well. They're just on sprinter vans together.
Yeah.
They're going to the game together. They're all wearing matching Brazil jerseys.
Oh man, it's
bro,
like a beautiful family vacation, man.
It is. Yeah, it looks like a man who is stress free about his NBA future. I'll say that much.
Yeah, I like that. So after all the hang ringing and us doing a bunch of episodes about potential trade scenarios, Brian Windhorst and many other people report that there's been no meeting between Giannis and the Bucks to request a trade. Brian Windhorst specifically says that there's no Giannis trade market right now, no Giannis trade discussions. He has not asked for it, and Giannis, in a recent interview too, I believe this was in Brazil, said that he's rooting for good basketball in the NBA Finals, and he hopes to be back soon with the Bucks. So as of now, there's no trade, and you would assume if a trade was going to happen, maybe it would happen, between now and draft night, or between now and the start of free agency. I think things get a little trickier once free agency starts, if the trade demand is still not on the table.
Well, I mean, how are you going to build your team if this very monumental thing is hanging over your head, even going into free agency and beyond, into the summer beyond free agency? Because, look, as much as the league will do anything for Giannis, multiple teams will, again, bust it open for him. But, you can't just be waiting. It's true, man. It's true. It's
Wording, man.
No. They're busting the whole organization open for him.
Split the G, have a couple of Guinnesses.
They split some G's for sure. But you gotta just be able to make a decision. And I think for Giannis too, it wouldn't really be fair to, more importantly, the Bucks, which we know he's really passionate and he cares so much about. He's so much of a loyalty. You got to give them a heads up, long before you get to this point here. And so I would say tentatively, I know Shams did report that it could potentially go, into the offseason. we will see. I suppose there is still time for Giannis to come back from Brazil, have a meeting, be like, you know what? I was in Rio. I was in Jesus over Rio. And I'm just like, you know what? I got to make a different decision for my life. But I don't think that that's likely. I think that short of Giannis demanding out and firmly ending this relationship with Milwaukee, because this is just like some partnership. Like, they've been together since day one. You know, that's what it would have taken. And I'm sure that, you know, through whatever means the other teams have whispered in his ear, talked about how, you know, we could make this happen or we can make this happen. But the one thing I did not, I guess, generally see was just like this, like, can't miss opportunity. You know, I think to like when KD hit free agency in 2016, and obviously that was totally different because that was free agency. He can go wherever he wants. But like, remember KD was in the Hamptons and he was there for a week. And he was just like, yo, bring me your pitch, right? So, like, the Celtics would bring, like, you know, Brad Stevens and Marcus Smart.
They brought Lucky.
But believe it or not, I believe they brought Kelly Olynyk to the recruiting meeting.
Yeah,
Raptors
that's
legend
how that
Kelly
pitch
Olynyk.
ended. Yeah.
You know, the Clippers, you know, presented, you know, like
Hey,
OKC
the Clippers reportedly, I think, made KD cry during the presentation. Like, he came out in tears. Yeah.
Wow, he must have seen their future. And I think eventually you're just like, but the Warriors case was just like, this is a all-time team. You got to join. You're gonna get a chance to win championships, which at the time KD didn't have yet. And it was like a can't-miss opportunity. What is that can't-miss opportunity for Giannis to go to right now?
Completely agree with you. I think that's one part of the equation.
Yeah.
I think Giannis is looking around and saying that, like, hey, if some of these teams, whether it's a Toronto, whether it's even like a Houston, like, you know, they're gonna make a trade, and then suddenly, like, I'm gonna end up in a spot where I'm gonna have to wait a little bit, right? And I think I said this too. Like, this was never gonna be an easy decision for him, right? Like, however we want to talk about loyalty, like, Giannis is a super loyal person, and he's had opportunities to leave Milwaukee, even though the Bucks have stepped up every time. And this seemed like, from the outside, the foregone conclusion at the end of the season. But I think this is a way tougher decision than we're giving him credit for. And I do think he has that loyalty. But yeah, we'll see how far that loyalty lasts. If they re-sign Brook Lopez, go into the second apron, and, you know, opening lineup is him and Kyle Kuzma, you know, running things to start of next season, because the Bucks don't really have any functional way to improve this team for next season. And if they actually try to appease Giannis and say re-sign Brook Lopez or add whatever other pieces they can, they're actually going to make the situation worse, because they could get themselves into the second apron. Now you don't have control of your draft picks until 2030 already. Now you're not going to have even less flexibility to make moves. So from a pure basketball standpoint, it feels like now is the right time to make a move, because it's just going to get messier in half a year, in a year. Now you only have, like, what, a year left on your contract, and it's going to kind of become like a mini Kevin Durant situation.
I agree. I think, you know, this is where, remember when LeBron was done in 2018 and, like, he was going to go to the Lakers afterwards? Like, sometimes, especially when you have, like, one of the, like, top 3, top 4 best players in the world, you exhaust every opportunity you have to, like, maximize their window, right? And the Bucks have done that, right? They've swapped out 3 different head coaches during the last 2 years. They've brought in Drew Holiday to convince him to extend the first time. That ultimately won them the title. But then they swapped Drew Holiday for Dame Lillard. They've gone desperate and got Kyle Kuzma. You know, like, they've done whatever. They've traded all their picks, you know, for immediate help. None of that really worked. And at some point, you're just spent. Like, there's nothing else that you really have. And I think that's what, like, a more ruthless person, like LeBron, for example, who is, like, constantly in not just achieving and striving, but, like, he knows that, like, he's, like, always myth making for himself, right? He's, like, capitalizing on most at every opportunity. When he saw when he looked around in 2018, and he's like, all right, I got old Kevin Love, Kyrie's gone, Isaiah Thomas was here. That was weird. Jordan Clarkson's with me. Ante Zizic, right? I'm throwing a no-look pass to Ante. Remember the one where he, like, held the ball like this, ball fake this way, and then threw the pass back door? That was to Ante Zizic. I have J.R. Smith forgetting to score the game. I got George Hill missing a free throw. And I've scored 50? How do we have 54 in that game one in 2018, and I still lost, and I'm getting swept, and I got to wear a brace post game to that because I got swept. Like, he knew, you know what? I'm leaving. I'm loyal to Cleveland. I literally came back to Cleveland, but I'm still going. And he went to the Lakers situation, and then proceeded to obviously drain the Lakers as well. But obviously, that's what happens. Like, I'm not even saying it's a bad thing. Giannis got to be more ruthless than this. You got to have more ambition than this, man. I you know what? The loyalty's great. I'm sure his family is comfortable in Milwaukee. He can do whatever he wants in Milwaukee. But, like, there is no more winning in Milwaukee. And I think that's, for me, like, the part where I'm not even saying this because I want him to come to the Raptors in particular. I'm just saying this as an NBA fan. Like, there's more to achieve for Giannis's career. You can't be 30 years old, 31 years old, and saying, I got to just, like, ride it out in Milwaukee for loyalty. There's nothing left there, man. Like, I'm not saying you owe more to the game, basically.
I completely agree. I think he should look at the way Dame Lillard left Portland, right? Like Dame went through this exact same process of just, debating this loyalty, talked in so many interviews about how he was never going to be a guy who was going to go chase rings. Like, you remember in the bubble too, like he was going back and forth with like Paul George and like Patrick Beverly, like running from the grind and all of this stuff.
Sure.
And
running to the grind. You guys live in the same hotel.
And then he ultimately, it's like, yeah, see you at the Disney International, man.
Yeah, man. Let's see you at breakfast, man.
See you at the Continental breakfast, man. So then like, Dame eventually landed in Milwaukee. And I think Giannis should just take the same path now. But I guess at the end of the day, I'm not going to, either way, like, I'm not going to judge him if he decides that Milwaukee's where he wants to stay. Maybe he wants to just finish his career there. But I totally agree with you. It would not be the best basketball decision because it just, by the time I think Milwaukee's able to build this thing back up, then he's going to be like in his mid-30s. And the timelines just don't match up. But I really feel like if they don't do it now, the Bucks and Giannis are both missing a really good opportunity to start over.
Yeah.
So...
And again, like I on the Raptors side, I am a little bit disappointed. I think I said maybe like a 15% chance this would happen. So like obviously that's like a very long shot, but at the same time, like it was kind of fun to dream on it. It's been fun to dream on it for 3 different times. I know some people are tired of it. Me personally, I'm not. I think that if you're not in this game to like chase superstars, then like you
don't love basketball.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's fine. Like I'm, but at the same time, like the idea of it was pretty exciting. I think as soon as you saw that, I'm just like, all right, well, let me take a second look at like who the Raptors' options are at the 9th pick, which was a little more sobering, but it's fine, man. It's fine.
Life goes on.
Life goes on.
Speaking of life goes on, Kevin Durant's life's about to go on to another team. So it's reported by Shams today that the Suns and KD are working together now to sort through trade options. And the teams that are mentioned are Houston, San Antonio, Minnesota, Miami, and New York. Shams did mention that over the past 7 to 10 days, there's been some wild card teams trying to get into the conversation. And I did see some reporting from reporters here and there that Toronto was mentioned as one of them.
Is that a Chris Davis report?
Yeah, I think so. Well, one of those guys from New York. Houston, San Antonio, Minnesota, Miami, New York. Kind of feel like San Antonio is where he ends up, but there's some interesting teams here. What do you think?
I think KD, he's the ultimate mercenary, right? Like when we think back to like the greatest mercenaries of all time, like KD's name got to be brought up. Low-key, Kawhi for that 1 year for Toronto was like also the ultimate mercenary.
Oh, man. I haven't seen John Wick pull off anything close to what Kawhi did in 2019, man.
You know what? Yeah. That's a great mercenary joke. And but I think with KD, like, just go somewhere where you can be happy and you're not just spending all day arguing with random people on Twitter about your legacy, man.
Zagging. Love
he's
that
always
KD
going to be arguing. No matter what. He's always going to be arguing.
Love that KD is like even ramping up even more the arguing these days because everybody's trying to talk about his legacy. And someone's like, yo, man, I didn't even at you. How did you find this tweet? He's like, I don't care. Let's argue. Like it's great.
I guess it's great because like you never really get this level of interaction. But I'm just saying, how old is KD? Like he's 37, 38?
Yeah, something
probably
like that.
Around there. Yeah.
So his fellow, like his age in terms of his class of superstars are like LeBron, Steph Curry, that type, right? What are LeBron and Steph Curry doing?
I'm just saying, man.
They're
Nobody
at home with their families, with their kids. And KD's out here tweeting random people on the internet.
KD
Stop.
just got to get on
It's enough,
Letterboxd, man.
I'm gonna zag with Alex on this one because I like. Also, what is happening for LeBron and Steph? Nobody's talking about their legacy. Like,
what do you
I'd
mean?
rather I would like negatively the way they are about KD. Also,
ESPN, it talks about LeBron.
No,
every
but no one,
goddamn
no
day.
one,
no.
no
It's
one
not random
gets.
person on Twitter.
No
It's
one
not
gets
that.
the same amount of vitriol from like just the
They don't
rant,
get- they don't
the
get scrutinized the
casual
way KD
NBA
does.
fan than Kevin Durant.
Also,
Yeah.
part of Alex's zag, I would rather a 37-year-old KD talk about his legacy than like any 40 or 50-year-old guy. on
and an
ESPN.
even bigger zag. I would rather a 37-year-old argue on Twitter than have a family and kids if he's not ready. Yeah.
Okay,
And KD's
Respect,
clearly not
respect,
ready.
respect,
I'm not
yeah.
even saying he's got to be raising a family and kids.
Oh,
I'm
sorry,
not
he's
even saying that.
36, everyone. 37 in September.
Oh, okay, okay. Then
man.
it's totally fine.
He's got at least a couple months.
Get it out your system. But no, I just think that like there's got to be other things to do.
There ain't other things to do, man. It's either this or Letterboxd.
Okay, man, that's a separate.
It's
Damn,
too-
every pod turns into therapy session.
It's just two options.
Yo, you
No,
think,
but
you
I'm
think he
actually
wants to
for
watch
KD doing this,
Burn After
like-
Reading as well?
Yo, I think KD should do a reality show where he broadcasts his therapy sessions. I guess that's not allowed.
I thought you meant KD should go on like Love Island or something.
No, that'd be the worst thing for him. Maybe he's drinking every girl's.
It'd be the worst
bathwater.
thing for him because he just can't use his phone.
Oh yeah, I guess he really did start that whole Scarlett Johansson thing.
Yeah, he started the
Yeah.
bathwater and it birthed into Sydney Sweeney soap. Yeah,
Wow, society has really
yeah.
evolved so fast.
Seen the new Sabrina Carpenter album cover? Yeah.
That's, I mean,
Bronson Reed
honest-
is a fan.
I have no
Alex.
comment.
Oh yeah.
I got no comment on that. But where do you think actually is the best landing spot? If you're gonna pick one,
Spurs, man, he can go play with Malik Monk too, aka Victor Wembanyama. 'cause- yeah, so
It's got to be Houston, right?
I think he's gonna go to Spurs.
Yeah.
so
Spurs,
the
man.
5 teams that Shams listed was the Houston Rockets, the
Mm-hmm.
San Antonio Spurs, the Miami Heat, Minnesota Timberwolves, and New York Knicks. Honestly, he'd be pretty fun on all those teams except for Miami.
Yeah, everything except Miami.
Miami
Timberwolves would be interesting.
such a waste. I actually would love to see him on the T-Wolves with Ant.
Yeah, him
But
with
I-
Ant would be
yeah,
kind of sick.
But I don't know how the rest of
Right.
that team looks like because I think you have to ship out Gobert in this scenario
Is that how that works?
because the money, right? I think
Right.
Bro,
Gobert's
if you're
the big
KD,
money.
you should never be in a 1-for-1 trade for Gobert. Come on, dude.
But like,
man.
I get
It's not
that.
good for
Like,
your legacy.
I get that the Suns have been terrible. But like, man, I look at KD's numbers. Like, even having lost half a step, this guy's giving you 26 a game, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
On
yeah.
like very good efficiency too. Like the efficiency
Yeah,
slipped off
just
a little
put
bit.
him
Like,
any. Like if he's not the number one option, which he
Yeah.
I don't think he would be in any of these scenarios. I think he's gonna be great.
I know I'm a big KD defender, but I feel like this should be a bigger deal that a contender's about to add Kevin Durant. Like this is going to be
But-
huge.
KD
hold on.
answers a lot of questions for a lot of teams that fall short in the playoffs because they don't have a
Exactly.
shot creator.
But hold on. Does KD on the Spurs make them a championship contender?
I think it makes them like an upper playoff contender, like top 4.
Does KD on the Houston Rockets make them a championship contender?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Because their defense is already pretty elite. They're clearly an offense. Yeah, I can
think
hear
so.
that. They're a number 2 seed.
think
That's
so.
fair. I still think the rest of the team is maybe a little too young.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're probably not on the right timeline.
The Wolves have been to 2 conference finals already.
Minnesota with KD will be really interesting.
That'd be really interesting.
Yeah. I think that
And
would
Minnesota
really
looks like they
benefit-
basically hit their ceiling.
I think it would really benefit Ant's career too to just play with KD. Like
Yeah.
yeah, so but I think he's going to the Spurs. Whenever Wemby decides to come back from his retreat.
Apparently, it was only 10 days. I saw some videos from it.
yeah.
I still would really love if this all ended up being a Nike campaign.
This is the death of
No,
coolness in the NBA.
apparently, okay, are you talking about the Wemby thing? Apparently,
Yeah,
this is not a promotional thing, and he, like,
Sure.
this is on his own volition that he
You clearly
decided to
don't
go
watch
on this trip.
wrestling.
Oh,
No, it's just
what?
no. It's just such a classic thing in wrestling. It's just like it's always a work. And, like you keep on like Alex and I have fallen out for like so many things. I'm not saying that's what's happening here.
This
Gotcha, gotcha.
is real. Wemby's
This is real.
a
This is real.
Wemby's a genuine dude, and he's on like some 10-day retreat there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him.
Or 10-day production, whatever.
Yeah, NBA superstars, they're so cool, man.
All right, let's move on to the next thing. Let's talk about the Knicks.
Oh yeah, so New York Knicks, man. Make the conference finals for the first time in like 2 decades. Look like they have a really stable organization going, and it feels like things are kind of falling apart again over here. Good old James Dolan participated in the exit meetings that ended up getting Tom Thibodeau fired. And the original report was that Jason Kidd was their favorite, that they wanted to poach from the Dallas Mavericks. But the Dallas Mavericks rejected a request to speak, for the Knicks to speak with Jason Kidd. And the Knicks have just been going around the league. So here's the reporting. They have also asked for Ime Udoka from Houston and got rejected. They asked Minnesota if they could talk to Chris Finch, and the Wolves said no. And then just in tonight, Quinn Snyder, they wanted to talk to from Atlanta.
Wow.
And the Hawks said no. And one more before the buzzer, Billy Donovan was also denied an interview. So my question for you is, do the Knicks actually have a plan? And also, are you, as Eric Spoelstra or Steve Kerr, offended that the Knicks have not reached out for permission?
Man, I think they're just next, no? Like I think Shams is like, yo, listen, the NBA Finals is going on, so I'm gonna just wait. And then every 4 hours, I'm going to dunk on you.
Who's the Wizards coach? Brian Skinner or whatever?
Oh, Brian Keefe?
Yeah,
Brian Skinner.
He was a problem on the 0-2 Bulls. Yo, rest in peace, Brian Wilson. But, do you think Brian Keefe is getting a call here?
I think every coach in the NBA who did not get a call from the Knicks should really be taking a long, hard look in the mirror. Like, Darko, you know what I mean? Like, take a look in the mirror, man. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude.
Charles Lee?
Charles
reevaluate
Lee.
yourself, man.
Courtney Lee All-Star, Charles Lee. Potentially Asian. But not actually. But, I don't know. Like, I think maybe there is, like, a particular interest in the rest of the league to, like, put out dirty laundry about the Knicks, because like I'm sure like some degree of this happens, you know, in other coaching searches as well. This can't be the first coaching search where the thought pops into the people's minds like, hey, maybe we want to hire a coach away from another team, right? For example, we've seen like when the Clippers hired Doc Rivers away from the Celtics. Somehow the Celtics got a first round pick in return, by the way, which is pretty cool for Doc, I guess. Giving up a first round pick for Doc is nuts, but it really happened. But like, so like this kind of courtship does happen, but the way that it's being reported and like the way that the response is who want me 100% no is just very, very funny to me. I think it's interesting because there are a number of like decently successful coaches that are available right now, right? Like we just saw Taylor Jenkins get fired by the Grizzlies. He had a pretty successful tenure there. Mike Malone, who's a New York guy.
Mike Malone's been mentioned. Mike Brown, who got fired, has been mentioned.
Yeah, like these are all like pretty good coaches. And I think fundamentally, like, I don't know if coaching is what takes the Knicks over the top.
That's fair.
If they make the right KD trade, like if they upgrade someone from Mikal Bridges to KD, that might push them over the top. Also, if Mikal Bridges gets traded for KD again, that'd be pretty funny.
For me, it's just, I think it just shows that, you know, the Thibodeau decision was made, and maybe internally they did have a plan, and maybe plan A was Jason Kidd, but it just speaks to kind of, you know, maybe a little bit of cracks in that organization again of who's running the show, because it seems like since Leon Rose come on, like they've been portrayed as an organization that's really bounced back now, right? Like James Dolan's not meddling anymore, like the front office is able to build, and now you're letting go of your coach, which I agree with. Of letting go Tibbs, but it's like now, like, who are you gonna bring in, and what are your options? Wong Shadamas, I do think they're gonna circle back, and Jason Kidd's gonna end up being the Knicks head coach, because I think there was just enough interest there that, and we know Kidd, if he wants to leave, like Kidd's always angled himself to like whatever next job there is. Like when he was in Brooklyn, he got himself fired so he could go to Milwaukee to coach Giannis. He was an assistant on Dallas. He was an assistant on the Lakers. I think like always staring down whoever was there. Was it Luke Walton?
It was Frank Vogel, the mogul.
Yeah, it was Frank Vogel. He was always in the back waiting to backstab Vogel. But then Vogel won the title. So there's nothing they could do. And then he goes to Dallas, coaches Luka. I think if Kidd wants to go there, the Knicks and Mavs will eventually actually circle back and figure something out. Because I don't think the Mavs would want Kidd in Dallas if Kidd's not like fully invested and wants out.
Am I mistaken? Like, is Jason Kidd this good of a coach to
no,
cause this much
but
hubbub?
Well, my question for you is like, if you're Jay Kidd, which job is better? Cooper Flag coming in with the Mavs, or this ready-made Knicks team that maybe has like a 2-3 year window to contend?
That's a great question. I think either way he's getting a raise.
Okay.
Right? Because you get this much interest, you're going to get a raise.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a great question. I honestly, I think I see more long-term permanency in Dallas.
Yeah, like go with the Cooper Flag era.
Go with the Cooper Flag era. If they choose to pivot and rebuild, your GM's
Nico Harrison. He could wake up tomorrow and trade Cooper Flag for Quentin Grimes. No, like you know how like some of us like Chinese kids, we have PTSD from like our parents calling us when we're at work, and sometimes it's like a bad thing, family fighting and stuff. This is like Jason Kidd every time.
Therapy.
No, every time he gets a call from Nico, he's like, "Holy shit! Did he just trade Kyrie for Cam Thomas?" You know what I mean? Like
you never
like
know.
every time you get a or if Nico texts you and he's like, yo, Jay Kidd, give me a shout. Just got to talk to you. Like, you don't think in the back of your mind, you're like, holy shit. Like he's trading down. He's trading Cooper Flag for the 13th and 27th pick from Orlando. Like, I would be freaked out knowing Nico's my GM. Is the only thing.
If that's the case, then I think he should have just like already requested out. No, I think like the fact that he hasn't already done this and it's like kind of made the Knicks already look bad. Like,
I think Dallas is the one that's not letting him go because it's up to Dallas.
I mean, you can't hold a guy hostage. If the guy wants to go, he's going, man.
That's why I think there's going to be a bit more back and forth, and they're going to circle back, and maybe the Knicks are going to have to give up something. Yeah, maybe it's Mikal Bridges for Jason Kidd.
Hey, do you think the Mavericks are going to sue the Knicks for firing one of their employees? Because that's what the Knicks did to the Raptors.
Oh my god!
Over a freaking video assistant.
Because he took what was the system that he took it from?
Synergy Sports.
Oh
clips.
yeah, Synergy. Oh my god.
This is so stupid. They're just 10-second clips.
I kind of respect James Dolan, man, because he just rolls like a character in Succession.
Yeah.
Like he does not care for your rules.
He's like he's like the boss, but he's like if Connor Roy took over Roy Star Waco. Like, it would just be super weird. Like, he's like.
No, I think the Roys are actually the Lakers, man. Like Pelinka, like the Bus family.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does that make Jeannie Shiv?
I think Pelinka's got a little bit of Kendall in him. Yeah. Okay. Pelinka's definitely got a little Kendall.
Wait, does that mean Phil Jackson? If Jeannie's Shiv, that means Phil Jackson is Tom. Womsgans.
Longs bomb. All right, yeah. So my official prediction is Jason Kidd will be coaching the Knicks next year. I think this is what's going to happen.
Well, actually, my hot take is they're going to look for a head coach. They're going to look search everywhere, and then Rick Brunson's going to emerge.
You know what? I would not put that past the Knicks as well. And that's oh my god,
Rick Brunson would be amazing.
This is like
why not though? Why not?
This is an elevated level of Doc Rivers coaching Austin Rivers on the Clippers, man. You don't want that.
It's elevated for sure, man.
You don't want that. All right, next up, let's be quick with this one. This is a seat filler. There's belief around the league that Utah is open to trading Lauri Markkanen.
Wow.
Potential teams: Golden State, Miami, Orlando, Dallas, San Antonio.
If you want to skip this entirely, I have some post-game stuff from the Pacers game that we could just talk about instead.
Yeah, Will, where would you like Lauri Markkanen to go?
All right.
He's a pretty good player.
Okay, perfect.
On a max contract, I think like there's not potentially surplus value. Out of all those teams, probably Orlando is kind of intriguing.
Perfect. Okay, let's go to post game. Yeah,
let's go to Orlando.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so yeah, some stats I came across while I was scrolling during Pascal Siakam has passed these players in playoff scoring tonight. Vince Carter, George Gervin, Tayshaun Prince, George Hill. Some serious names in there. I don't know if we can say some serious names, but Siakam's now number 110 in NBA history.
Sorry, this list was so impressive until the last sentence.
Until the last sentence, right?
Yo, they had us in the first half, man. They had us in the first half. Yeah.
It was kind of getting there. But out of everyone here, the thing is, like, Vince Carter's a high-profile player, but does he really have that much like playoff success?
No, he only won one playoff series as a Raptor, but we got to retire his jersey.
Oh my God!
George Gervin, we know
George Gervin, sure.
Iceman.
Tayshaun Prince is a role player. George Hill, a role player.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't know George Hill had that many playoff points. Quite frankly,
I didn't even know what the total.
I'm surprised he's in this list. Tayshaun Prince, I totally understand because he was going to playoffs every single year. George Gervin was way before my time, so I'm not familiar with their playoff game.
You say it like it's not before our time.
Well, yeah, that's true. Before all our times. Vince Carter, though, like Vince played how many years? 22? 20,
well,
20,
the most in the most in what the history of the NBA, right?
Yeah, but I think this reflects the fact that Vince Carter just like refused to go ring hunting at the end. He was like one of the veterans at the end who was just like, I'll go to any team that will actually play me for minutes.
Sure.
Rather than play me to get a championship.
Biting my lip on so many jokes right now.
But another stat that comes from that, Andrew Nemhard passed Pete Maravich among others in playoff points. He's now 530th.
Man, shouts to Pistol Pete. I know he's rolling over in his grave tonight hearing that, man.
Wait, hold on. Did Pistol Pete never make the playoffs or something?
Yeah, that's what's so crazy. Like, when we're looking through all the lists, I feel like Pete Maravich should be closer to like a Vince, George Gervin, and otherwise.
Man. What?
Yeah.
Did he? I know. Okay, so he only played 10 years. What are they? It says NOJ. What's NOJ?
What's his career average? Like
New Orleans Jazz.
Oh, Jazz. Okay. Oh, true. His career average is 24 points per game.
Oh, okay. That's kind of crazy then.
Yeah. Playoff wise, it says he only went to 5 playoff series.
Damn.
And
he just
2 of those he was in his 30s with the Celtics and is only averaging 6 points a game.
He just Trae Young with a bowl cut.
I mean, he was with the Atlanta Hawks.
Damn, dog.
All right.
Okay.
All right. And then the other thing here, this actually came from the post-game presser with Rick Carlisle. He actually shared a really interesting anecdote about Benedict Mathurin and how, because for those who don't know, Benedict Mathurin did not play at all in last year's playoffs, and he was injured through that. I think it was a right shoulder injury. Yeah. And so this is like a pretty cool story about essentially how he counted down the days before he can get back in, and like coming off a game like this, it's kind of cool to hear.
He was with the team. He just wasn't playing, and he took a lot of notes, a lot of mental notes, and he may have written some things down. But I do know that, you know, after he sustained the injury, it was either in February or early March. You can order these calendars that start on a specific day and then they count days. And so, you know, I think it was Dr. Elatraj did the surgery, and so there was a calendar that was sitting in our training room, and every day he would come in and take one off and take one off, and he was counting the days down to being cleared in sometime in August, and then being able to begin training camp. It began 5-on-5 with our guys in September, and then to begin training camp, you know, really with his eyes firmly set on an opportunity in the playoffs. And so, you know, he's put in a lot of work to be ready for these moments. And you know, tonight he was an absolute major factor.
I think that's really cool.
That is a really cool story. Rick took 10 times the amount of time to tell the story.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it, and I think. It's really easy to root for Mathurin because, like, this guy has, like, I mean, not to borrow Tim McMahon's phrase, but this guy got the cojones factor on lock. No, because it's, like, not even his night, and he'll just make it his night.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
he got the biggest
I think
mouth
that's
in
a
the league
lot of
next to
people on the
Draymond,
Pacers.
Yeah. Like, he was, I remember him as a rookie. One of the games when the Raptors played Indiana when he was a rookie, He spent like the whole fourth quarter going back and forth, yelling at Jamal McGlure, Big Cat, who was on the Raptors bench for Nick Nurse, and he also then backed it up by scoring I think had like 12 or something in the fourth quarter to beat the Raptors. This is back when he was a rookie. Like this, he's just like, I mean, he has the infamous quote that I saw Alex shared with I know LeBron's great, but he's gonna have to show me, basically.
Right.
But the thing is, he actually believes this, and I think that's it's kind of awesome. Like he, for me, almost fits into that like that Deion Waiters, that J.R. Smith type of player.
Yeah, classic irrational confidence, man.
And
the numbers back it up too, because he'll legit give you only one of these per series.
Well, I hate the fact that these type of players tend to sort of become dismissed because they're too confident, or who do you think you are? You're not backing up every single game when you do this. But I think the flip side of this is these are the type of guys that are willing to compete no matter what, and they'll fight uphill battles as if they're on the same level. You know what I mean? And today, they needed him so badly. They needed his honestly, even defensively, I thought he did better tonight. He just wasn't as lost as he was. Maybe not having to guard Shea was probably great, but he has that sort of it factor where he's not afraid to score. He a lot of places getting guarded by Caruso, and he was taking it through Caruso. That was a statement game, and it's easy to root for Mathurin. At the same time, I don't know. I don't want to live and die by Mathurin, because that's when you get to the Jonathan Kuminga territory of the Warriors.
Sure.
So you need insurance for players like this, but when they're on, they'll win you games, man.
But I think that's what the Pacers have in general. I think Nemhard's really stepped up. I think he's a dog. I think you have Aaron Nesmith, Ben Shepherd, even T.J. McConnell. I think weirdly, while top talent best player probably goes to OKC, I feel Pacers just have such a collection of any amount of guys could show up, and if you get two of them in the night, you can steal a game.
Yeah, these guys have so many dogs. They got a guy named Furphy on the bench.
Oh fuck.
Sorry, well, you know I'm bad at potting at 12:30.
No, yeah. especially after you split the G at the bar, bro. This guy split the G, man. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, we've been going this long. In fact, we've been going 1 year, guys.
Oh,
happy 1 year anniversary to Hello and Welcome, Alex.
Yeah, this one's a little bit belated. I was just walking on, I don't know, man, King Street.
Walking down Young Street on a Friday.
Walking down King. Yeah, you're definitely a little tipsy. And I was like, man, when's our 1 year anniversary? Got to be coming up. And then I went to pull up, I guess, our announcement posts, which will officially be our first year, and it was May 28th. So that was when we made our announcement.
Isn't that also when you announced me on the show?
I think I announced you randomly.
Yeah, you didn't tell me when you were announcing me. That's what I remember. I remember
it was a good introduction for you to know how the workflow was gonna be like.
Yeah, no, it really set me up for what was going on.
Walking down Montauk on a Friday.
Walking down Montauk.
No,
Yeah, May 28th. So it kind of, I know we're we don't stop to smell the flowers. We don't stop to kind of think about these things. But the 1 year anniversary does mean something to me, for us to cross that 1 year mark, and to be able to just do this. Just a tiny little independent operation that's trying to find its space in the sportosphere. Is all we're trying to do,
We're just trying to find our media fits.
No enemies, although enemies keep finding us. Yeah.
Well,
top 5 enemies of year 1. Go. No.
Let's do an enemy pie. Let's do a thank you pie and an enemy pie. Yeah.
Hey, by the way, speaking of finding media fits, here's Alex Wong wearing flannel.
Oh, Alex? You know what? Honestly, there was a thing that because people would always confuse Alex and I in those days, and we both really did lean into flannel during that time.
Yeah.
The Uniqlo flannels, I'm assuming, Alex?
Yeah, Uniqlo flannel.
Yeah.
We definitely had a run. There was one time I think we were both wearing a yellow one.
Yeah. That yellow one's one of my favorite flannels.
There was a photo for that too.
It was all yellow, man.
But yeah, no, happy.
Well, this is the way you're supposed to dress the media games, by the way.
happy 1 year to Hello and Welcome, man. So
happy 1 year, guys.
Yeah, I think for me, like I think a lot of people have come up to me and like they've asked me, and like I think maybe the perception sometimes is just like, you took such a big risk in your career, like are you okay? You know what I mean? And like I've said a million times like how grateful I am for all the opportunities that I've gotten. Obviously, like the chance to work at a major TV network like Sportsnet was like absolutely massive, and I really feel nothing but gratitude for it. But I think when this opportunity came for us to build something of our own, something that we can truly own, something that we can sort of adapt and mold as we need and be as flexible as we want to be and be as creative as we want to be. I don't know, stream it till 12:30, 1 a.m. In June if we want to. I think that was always really important. I think that there was a part of me that thought, who are the type of people that I really want to work long terms with. And I know I got a chance to work with Alex like a million times, but like, he's always going to be the producer. He's always going to be the co-host. And the addition of Jerome, the two of us birthing Jerome out of nowhere, has just been a wonderful, wonderful addition to this happy family.
Thanks, guys, for giving me a break.
It's such a great, like, at the vibe check. Yeah, there's no break, Jerome. By the way, I might want to do an episode on Friday. But I think like I think the people that you get to work with is like so unique too. I think for me as like the main host, like I feel like it really helps to lean into the personality side of things and to make the content as approachable as possible. Some people might call it more casual, more than anything else.
Sure.
But I think that like I want to be as approachable to people as possible. I mean, maybe some people enjoyed earlier when I was talking about how the Pacers got Halliburton some more open opportunities by playing pistol action, and you know what I mean. But like I think more people are always going to remember like the jokes and the laughs, and we've had so many of these.
The
like,
hamster killing.
Limits. Yeah, okay. I don't know if you had to bring this up during the 1 year anniversary, but I'm
What's an anniversary of not remembering your lost ones?
Oh, buddy, pour one out for this
for
unnamed
Untitled.
It's Untitled, like what Kendrick's gonna be playing on this weekend. But like,
oh my god,
I think that part's really cool. And then more than anything else, man, like building this community together. Like it's I know we always had like like the best part about doing the show is like being able to connect with Raptor fans, and like I was having dinner with somebody who was just a fan of the show, Ravi. And like we like built genuine friendships out of these things, and that's something that's happened like so many different times for so many different people who have connected to the show, and like inviting them into the community. Sometimes it's inside jokes, but more than anything else, it's like these are genuine things that we feel really happy about. So really proud of us. Big thanks to the Nation Network for obviously handling everything and putting this on. There's lots of things that we're still more new to in terms of when you run your own show, you have to be more tapped into the business side of things, sit in more sponsorship calls, learn more about just how to put a show together. But more than anything else, like that's been huge. And also huge thanks to huge shout out to our agent Ike as well, man. Big Ike.
Shout out Ike.
Oh, most def, man.
Putting all this in motion, getting us to see the bigger picture, and I'm just like I'm just really proud of us, man. That's all. And I can't believe we're doing our freaking Bobby Webster interview like on this weekend, like. Hey, by the way, it wasn't our idea to be like, hey, Bobby, we should interview. I'm not gonna try to brag, but Bobby came to us. He's like, hey, I got this partnership thing. I want you guys to help me sort of like present and tell this story. Get a bag for Hello. And we getting that bag for Hello. So you know what? I'm proud of us, man.
I'm proud of us too. No, I'm really happy that we're doing this and still doing this.
Yeah, 3 beers deep, man. I'm saying anything.
Speaking about Holtz. We do have a Holt Renfrew event coming up. Right. But just as a pause in between, I did find an infamous photo of the yellow plaid. Ooh. Did you had this as well, right, Alex?
Yeah, exact.
Yeah,
same.
the yellow Uniqlo plaid.
Uniqlo 2018 summer fall collection. Yeah. 2018
summer fall. This is me in I want to say November.
Fit, man.
Well, November 2019, coming on to the TFC charter. So it was fun. Yeah,
man.
Hey, congrats to the Argos for getting their rings, man. I see a lot of employees flashing their rings today.
Yes, sirski.
Argos.
Row that boat, man. Let's go.
Oh, actually,
Argos.
speaking of Argos, you know who pulled up just randomly to the Tuesday run last night? Well, Pinball Clemens.
No. Is he smiling?
He was talking to some people there. He was smiling the whole time.
About God.
Trevor, Jeff, a whole bunch of people were like, "Is that Pinball?" And they all ran out to go say hi to him.
Yo.
And I just kept shooting around.
That's
it was crazy.
Yeah, that's fair, man. But shouts to Pinball Clemens, man. What was he doing? What was he doing at Harborfront Center?
What's a polar bear doing at Harborfront, man? Holy.
But yes, we do have our Holt Renfrew event coming this weekend on Saturday. Shout out to everyone who sold it out not just once, but twice.
Be there. If you RSVP'd, come through 2 to
Please
4
do,
p.m.
yes.
Come through and hang out. We're going to be doing an interview with Bobby. It's going to be super fun. And one of the things that, we have been trying to do with Holt Renfrew is like, yo, man, like, can you please just like hook up some outfits here for me and my big dog,
We were concerned that Bobby's
Will.
going to be dressing like this, head to toe.
Well, Bobby was going to outshine us no matter what, right?
No matter what, Bobby's going to outshine us on 3 for his In Conversation this Saturday, 2 to 4. But yes, we did reach out to Holt Renfrew and asked, hey, can we get fitted up, or at least can Will and Alex get fitted up for the event? And they're offering you guys some outfits to wear for the day.
Loners.
Loners, which is so what we got right now is like each of you got to go through the site and pick up some items. It was a jacket and a pant, but I think for both of you each just went with just the jacket. Am I correct?
So Will, did you consult your partner on this, or did you go solo and go with this?
I can't make this decision on my own. So.
I knew it.
Right.
Knew it. I knew you didn't
All
know
right.
Loewe.
I think what was really great about it is Will needed to like be followed up in the end, be like, Will, have you made your choice? The second we were told we were allowed to, Alex
within
came
like
back.
half an hour. Within half an hour.
Alex re-downloaded Slack and finally talked to his coworkers. Yeah.
Yes. We're gonna start with Alex. Alex, you picked out your item. I'm gonna present the screen here right now. We got ourselves a Stone Island crinkle jacket valued at $2,125.
That's all I needed to hear. For me, I opened up a couple brands. So one of the things is the brands
we don't have to mention that. We don't have to mention that. Come on, dude. That's not part of this.
We don't need to go to that one, Alex. So you picked out the Stone Island crinkle jacket.
Yes, I picked out the Stone Island.
We're gonna scroll through and like load some pics here.
Sorted some from price high to low.
Yo, Live Forever just came on, man. I'm pretty sure Liam Gallagher wore this during.
And I promise Holt Renfrew, I'm not gonna get cigarettes and alcohol on this. It's gonna be chill.
Oh man.
I'm just really excited to throw a $2,000 jacket on to see how that feels like. Yeah.
Yo, Stone Island's really got it.
By the way, people in the chat, we're not paying for this. Like we're just getting loaned and then we're giving it back. Yeah.
Yes.
We'll see. What if you just walked out with this?
Alex, why did you go with the silver over here? Like, was it just
It's Adam Silver?
Honestly, I just saw the price and I was like, it'd be kind of funny to wear a $2,000 Stone Island jacket.
This ain't the cheapest item on there, though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
There's the logo for you.
I didn't even think. I mean, Will pointed out because I know Liam Gallagher was just recently announced as like the new Stone Island sponsor.
Dude, Liam Gallagher. That's the number one reason I know Stone Island.
You know Sony?
Liam wears it all the time.
Yeah, so I didn't even know that connection. So shouts to Will for pointing that out. So I guess this is Oasis.
Hey,
tribute.
one point on the production note, Jerome. It does say crinkle jacket. And it does appear to be quite reflective from a photography and audio
There's a couple things. You know what? We're just gonna go with it. So
I hear
so
you.
from the photography expected, like everyone who's attending, I suppose just bring sunglasses, bring protective eyewear.
Am I gonna be like a tinfoil? Yo, this is a conspiracy build jacket.
Yo, Bobby's gonna be telling a story about how he almost joined the CIA. All you're gonna hear is
Alex, this is actually the sequel to Wicked because you're about to become the Tin Man for this.
Oh
right
my god. I
here.
guess if it messes with anything, I could just change up.
Nah, this is a sick jacket though. This is actually
it's a sick jacket. We're gonna hear and see if this actually turns into we can just hear Alex crinkling nonstop. But Alex also doesn't really move too much when he's like in an interview. And if I tell him like, hey, don't move, he's gonna just sit silently
I
as
will
a statue.
be taped and frozen.
No flash photography, man. Exactly.
All right. Okay. Honestly, I just want
we got the Silver Surfer up on the. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, up next we've got Will. He is going to be modeling some leve.
Oh yeah, is that
I'm
what
not
they
gonna
call
lie,
it?
man.
It's not Lowe's.
I think
I'm not
it is.
gonna
It?
lie.
No, no. Is it Loewe?
Loewe.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
It's,
thinking about the singer.
Kevin Loewe.
This is like a black Loewe
Yes.
jacket with is it like
Denim
a silver
workwear
patch?
jacket.
It's denim. It's denim.
Yeah, denim. Yo,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, man. When I saw this, I was like, fire.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way Will picked that.
Oh, it's the same
No,
model
no, and
wearing
this is
one
not.
too.
This is not to slander Will. I thought Will was gonna go with some like crazy athleisure stuff.
Oh,
Like-
thought
like
I
something
did.
that was more comfortable.
I looked into it.
Yeah.
I thought he was going a dressier route, but then like I couldn't. This is like this
Yeah,
is a
no,
good
this is
look, Will.
fire, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, this is
Yeah,
fire.
great pick.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at
Now
this.
we're gonna have to
Doesn't
dress
look
like
like
this
it's
all
going to
the time.
reflect or make any particular noises.
Yo, I love how all the photos from the event is gonna be just the two of them, and then me turning into the Silver Surfer.
yeah.
There's just
Who
a blinded light.
What's a disco ball doing in Holt Renfrew?
All right, you know what? I'm going in
These
the
are great
Burberry
fits, though.
section.
This is great. These are great.
fit-
No, you guys are gonna look fantastic.
No,
fit
Alex,
aside-
please wear your Stone Island, man. Come on.
Fit aside, I'm really excited for this event. You know, Will's been diligently working on preparing questions.
Sure.
I know Jerome's gonna be having a great. He's got a great group of people there that's gonna be helping us with everything, and of course, Nation Network's been helping out. And
You got
I'm just gonna-
new permanent resident Jeremy Jang joining
Yeah,
us on video.
Jeremy Jang.
Oh.
Yeah, Jeremy Jang.
You got a citizenship just in time to work.
Hope you're over your hangover. But yeah, no, I'm excited, and then I'll just pull up and sit.
No Jerome fit. I'll wear stuff. I don't know what I'm gonna wear.
Jerome
but we'll find out.
Jerome don't even need Holt Renfrew, man. Check the
Here's the
closet,
thing.
dog.
Again, the main concern was I just didn't want to get out-mogged by Bobby
no,
Webster again.
but you're gonna
That's not gonna
get
happen.
you're gonna get out.
No matter what, it's
whatever
gonna
that
happen.
means. Whatever that means.
Can I show you guys a photo from 2020? There's like one of the
2020.
Raptors like charity events.
Oh yes. Okay, here we go.
You got
I'm gonna
Mog.
add this Sage.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
come
got
on,
you
man.
got you got Mog. you at Mog Club. Yeah. You pulled up to Mog Club.
This
man.
looks like Bobby Webster standing next to Rob Pelinka, man. Damn.
Listen, we've just like come on.
Bobby
the
looks like
greatest
he's
photo,
asking
but-
a particular question.
Bobby's face card is like at least a 9, man. Like
Oh yeah.
you
You're gonna
can't.
tell them this on the weekend?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna keep it a buck like Giannis Antetokounmpo, man.
Oh my god.
No, but Bobby, you're not gonna outmog him.
No.
For
just
me,
Not
it
in
was
my
just
Loewe.
for me it was just testing the limits of what we could get, and I guess we got a loner. So thank you so much, Holt Renfrew.
Shouts to
I
Holt
guess-
Renfrew,
Thank
man.
you so
I
much.
guess neither of you will be dressing in any way like a Rob Pelinka, so that's a good thing.
You know what? Honestly, I wish we found that leather jacket with the roll up
Oh,
sleeves.
my god.
Yeah.
We do have to add that question though. Just
Will getting a fresh haircut. You do not see that fresh fade, courtesy of King's Landing. Shout out our
man,
boy.
it is
Pernell.
looking really fresh, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, man. It's also summertime. You know what I mean? Summertime's when you got to go down from a 1 to a 0 on the side.
Yeah, good thing I have a haircut appointment tomorrow to trim 1 inch off my sides. Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave this as is and put some.
Colonoscopy coming next week too.
Why would you admit that? Yo, Batman couldn't get that information out of me, man. Why would you just admit it?
You want
Name
want
a Holt Renfrew segment that
Oh.
talks about a colonoscopy.
You want to build community, man?
Oh my god.
You're
wanna
really going
build a-
deep to build community there, my guy.
You wanna
I'm
build
just- yeah.
community?
No, listen, I'm happy you're taking care of your health. You know, jokes aside, go
From
get
Colin
everybody-
Lee
go
to
take care of your health.
colonoscopy.
Oh no! Why?
JR's like, I'm going to bed.
Oh my god.
Nah, man.
I've never lost JR before, man. But yeah, we're super excited. Holt Renfrew.
Absolutely.
I hope some people that are watching this, listening to this, whether live or on the pod, are gonna come through. Like, I'm really excited because like it's been a while since we did an event and things like that. So hopefully we'll have some time to just like even just hang out, say hi to people and stuff like that.
For sure.
If
you come, by the way, I was gonna say in the spirit of Fitz, this should have been in contention.
You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do it. You didn't even choose that fit. That's so rude.
I take back all my
so
criticism.
rude.
I take back all my criticism of any media's fits because I have no leg to stand on after getting featured in a commentary looking like that.
You did not choose that fit.
This one you get when you order Director X on Temu.
Before our final item, in the spirit of fits, we had Ingrid make this comment early on, seeing Will's button down. Will looks like he just came home from working on cars with Paul Walker in the Fast and Furious.
Oh man, it's been a long day without
and
you.
I wasn't sure
friend.
how accurate this was, but we have this right here.
Oh man, and I tell you all about it when I see you again. Damn.
Yo, I just need your frosted tips and then I'm good.
There you go.
Yo,
oh my god.
You know how powerful Paul Walker's character was in Fast and Furious? They made a tribute song to his character and not him. Like the song was for the character.
That's true when you think of No. It is to him.
It double as both, but it's like
it's more to him.
It's in the Fast and Furious universe.
I get what you mean by that though, yes.
Yo, JR calling him the car goat, man.
JR, go get your car wash at OMP.
Your cargo jet, man. That's pretty. You know what? I am ashamed to admit this, but I don't think I've seen any Fast and Furious movie in full. I've seen bits and pieces of some.
You're about to get a DM from Ennis. Yeah.
When
not even Tokyo Drift, which When
I saw Ingrid make that comment, I texted her on the side and said, "Oh, there's only one person on that pod this pod that will get that reference." Yeah.
Oh, I love the Fast and Furious.
What's your favorite Fast and
franchise.
Furious?
The one where they go to Brazil.
Fast 5 is good.
Yeah, the first one where The Rock appears.
That's Fast 5.
Is it Fast 5?
Yeah.
So 5, 6, and 7 probably. Yeah.
5, 6, 7.
I was like,
I have a special place in my heart at this point for Tokyo Drift. It's just so silly and stupid.
Tokyo Drift feels like such a I guess it was a side quest. It's such a side quest movie.
Yeah.
Because that's the one Bow Wow is in, right?
That's the one that Bow Wow is in. Nobody's in it, and it's only at the very end Vin Diesel shows up, returns to the series because
and then
he's
it
not there in
connects
Too
back.
Fast, Too
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love
right.
Fast and Furious lore, man.
Okay.
Same. All right, final item here. Thank you, Province of Canada, on behalf of Alex Wong.
Yeah, thanks to Jeremy Watt
my God.
and the Province of Canada team. They recently did a campaign with Leo Routon's
I've been seeing Leo modeling these days, man. He's
basketball is Canadian sweatshirt. They sent a tee as well and a really nice note. Jeremy and I think I told this story. Jeremy and I actually started up together in 2009, 2010, running just sports blogs on Tumblr. And then I went on to have my career, and he went on to run this brand. So every time he's hit milestones or I've hit milestones, we've just messaged each other to congratulate each other, and it's just continued. It's just continued. He sent a nice note just shouting at us out about hello and welcome. I know Province of Canada recently opened a shop on Ossington as well.
I pass by it all the time now.
So I think they were trying to get Ochai Abaji to be part of this campaign. Wonch. But then I guess
that's actually pretty good launch.
I guess you know how things with players fall through, but yeah, no, I'm big fan of Province of Canada and everything that they do, both just from a personal perspective, but and also just from just a fits and a merchandise perspective. So
damn.
Yeah, just want to say thanks to Jeremy and the crew.
Big shouts to POC. We always supporting POC on this podcast. You know that.
Yeah, BIPOC Shakur, man.
Wow.
You really can't be going to bars before you pod. This guy has no comebacks tonight. His whole night is just wow.
Oh,
I
really?
made a John Wick joke. He's like, "Yo, that was a good one, man."
I was like,
I
great
just
reference.
completely killed my moment.
Great
Oh my
reference.
This guy's the
To
worst hype man
mercenaries.
ever when he splits the G, man.
Yo, did you guys? So you guys had Tumblr blogs?
Yeah, so
Were
my
you guys big into Tumblr?
my Tumblr was
Not crazy big,
featured.
Wow.
By Tumblr as like a sports thing, because I used to do that.
Yo.
I used to blog every day when I was at my day job.
Wait, what was your Tumblr
Oh, right.
called? Is
Because
it
It's-
that was
still
all
the whole
gone. It's
idea.
all
like
gone
you were
now.
you were just like so sick of.
So every day I would
Yeah,
find
the
like the
work.
most
Yeah.
random like tidbit or like a random story about sports that I read, maybe from like, like a 1980 like Sports Illustrated article.
Sure.
And then I would find like a really cool photo, do a quick post, and then I guess I knew how to do like the right tags and stuff, like the hashtags that people would find. And then it just eventually became like, I think there was like, I want to say there was like 1 million followers on that blog.
Wow, that's really
That's
cool,
amazing,
man.
man.
Yeah. And then that was my first foray into just like sending people that as like a resume of like, yo, I want to start freelance writing. And they're like, yo, you have a Tumblr, man. Like, do some real writing.
Yo,
Not even
that's-
like a blog boy, just like the Tumble
Yeah,
boy.
they're like, yo, this is nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, but
Wow.
my tweets are getting thousands of retweets. They're like, yo, write something, you idiot.
You little
Kembe
tweet.
Tumblr.
Ah, there it
That's
is.
great.
He's back.
Sorry, I'm trying my best.
He's back. He's back.
No, it's honestly crazy just thinking about like that era. Like I came up right after like, the Free Darko like blogs were huge back then.
Tumblr did so much for like fandom in general.
True
not
Hoop
just in
started
basketball.
becoming a
Yeah.
big deal. I remember.
Oh man,
Like True Hoop was such a big
That
deal. And
blog
I know
network? Oh,
we know
man.
we make
That's how I got
make
my
like
start.
more jokes and stuff, but HP basketball was huge at the time
Oh,
too. Like
hell
you
yeah,
really
Yo,
like
he was
being
releasing
able
books,
to write on there.
like full-on volumes about Paul Millsap.
Yeah, like you wanted to write on
Paul
there.
Millsap was a problem.
And yeah, there was just a lot of that, and you don't have that anymore. I think you still have a lot of smart people, but now it's all video, right? Now it's all audio.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
like
I mean, I
writing,
think-
writing game's tough, man.
I think right around
It's
like
really tough, yeah.
2017, 2018, like I guess like the people who ran like both outlets and also the people who ran like social media platforms decided collectively that video is just worth more than writing.
Yeah.
And I think that there's certainly lots of things that video can be really useful for. I mean, we're on a video platform right now, but part of that is just responding to market forces. Like I think that it's pretty telling.
I
to
mean,
me, and
Substacks helped kind of retain or bring back some
Yeah.
of that energy. I would.
No, it's great.
say.
and I think it's like there's
I like
like a
what
great
Substack is doing.
Yeah, and like if you enjoy your favorite writers, like go ahead and just like pay subscribe to their Substack and throw them some money too because they deserve it. But
Shout
like,
out Katie Heindel. Shout out Basketball Feelings.
hey, you were just on there, man.
I was,
Yeah, some
yeah.
really great quotes from Katie, by the way. She said you
That
got
was really
friendship
nice.
aura, which I
was
can't. I
really
honestly,
sweet.
that was a really great way to describe you. But no, I think like video certainly enhanced lots of things, but like everything became flattened down to video. And to the point where there is a lost part of like storytelling. I think there's something about writing where when you're reading a really good piece of writing, it activates like a sense of imagination and wonder, and it leaves enough space where you have to use your senses to sort of fill in what's happening, and that actually interaction of like being able to engage in something but to imagine it rather than to just see it and take it at face value is a lot cooler. I think that's part of the reason why like some of these older guys in the 90s and like these 90s hoopers, 80s hoopers, like you get nostalgic about them, not just because they're in the past, but like you only see glimpses and flashes of them, like I guess like Wilt, I guess that's like 70s hoopers, 60s basically, but like there is something to be said about that. And I think that like there is an element of storytelling where show but don't tell, I think is like actually a really great way to sort of present something, and I think writing does that better than almost anything else. I mean, look, there's still writing out there, but not nearly the same degree. I agree.
Right.
Yeah, I'm writing another book, guys. I'm doing it.
Oh,
Yeah,
wonderful.
doing it.
Yes.
Gonna keep talking about it till it happens.
What are you gonna write about, man?
I can't say anything right now. Yeah.
Okay, launch.
Sweet. All right. I guess that's going to bring us down to our Tangerine fan inbox. Tangerine is the official bank of the Toronto Raptors, foundational partner of WNBA Canada and NBA Canada. And, of course, they're not just fans of basketball. They're fans of basketball. They're fans of people who are going to be showing up and meeting hello and welcome this Saturday at Holt Renfrew when we have an in conversation with Bobby Webster on 3. If you're hearing this, there's no doubting your commitment. Fans like you are at the heart of what makes this game great. So while we put Giannis Watch on pause, Tangerine is turning the spotlight from the court to the stands and celebrating the way Raptors fans support their team, because this is how we fan. To learn more, visit tangerine.ca/basketball. Let's go through some comments from today. Here we go. Hype sneakers only. I believe that is probably a comment on media fits is probably what I think was going on. I'm not sure.
I think it was either media fits, or I think maybe the chat was talking about what the dress code would be to show up to Holt Renfrew.
Oh, yes. Actually,
Yeah.
that is
Dress
what it
code,
was.
guys.
Thank
Come
you.
on, man.
So, dress code. There's no such thing as a dress code. This is hello and welcome. There's at least 2, if not 3
Sorry.
people on this pod that just refuse to adhere to any form of a dress code. So y'all are good. But yeah, no, we'll have a photographer on site. We'll have video and everything. So if you want to get a good fit pick off, I think you'll have a good opportunity. to
Yeah,
show
or
up with
dress
something.
comfortably.
Dress comfortably.
You're also encouraged to dress as a Will lookalike.
Yeah. What's that
or
look
if
like,
you
man?
or if you want to.
Wait, are we hosting the Will lookalike contest?
No,
Is
that's a
impromptu?
separate thing. We gotta
That's
do
a
that.
separate thing. Yeah.
Or you can try to recreate Reggie Miller's fit from tonight. I think
Ooh,
that'd be
I
super
like
cool
that.
too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Those
thinking
are
of
the
tucking a
suggestions.
jersey under my Loewe.
You know what? Talk to your partner.
Yeah. Talk to your stylist / partner.
That little KG jersey I just got with that Loewe. Ooh.
This guy's gonna pull up in the same fit he
That
saw
KG
Tracy
jersey's so
Murray
nice.
in.
Oh my god. All right. Up next, just like a little more shout out to Pascal. It was the thing that stood out to me during the game. He got that stop on SGA that then also turned into a bucket on the other end. Like, he maybe didn't have like a really great game as a whole, but like some really good moments and key plays. So shout
Yeah,
out Pascal.
I think like you were saying, Jerome, it's like when the Pacers win, you can look up and down the box score, and everybody has a contribution, right?
yes.
And they got that tonight, man.
It's a true team,
Everybody
man.
was there. Yeah,
Pacers
strength in
in
numbers,
6,
baby.
Here, Lol at Alex never saying Chalamet. H&W Universe, he's Chalamet forever.
Timothy
Uh-oh.
Chalamet.
No.
Okay.
Well, it does. I feel like it flows off the tongue a little bit better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You think
like
Chalamet flows better than Chalamet?
Chalamet. Yeah.
I think Chalamet is
Well,
at least as smooth.
Timothée Chalamet. It just kind of rhymes.
Why do you sound like you're doing a breathalyzer test?
I think he is.
It's like
Yo,
it's
walk-
like
yo,
it's,
walk-
it's,
yo,
this is
walk-
your Draymond, man.
Walk back there and walk straight.
You guys dress like podcasters. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah.
That's
fair.
That's accurate. That's
Totally
accurate.
fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe we spent all episode lecturing people on what they're dressing as, and
Yeah. We all dress as like podcasters.
I like to be an elitist. Yeah.
All right, now, I mean, speaking of dress code, all right, now y'all really need a Yesers t-shirt.
I've given up. I've given up on this.
Oh,
I know
wow.
this is not happening.
I saw some like
know
really
it's
big like Yesers towels and flags too.
Yeah,
that would be
I-
great for a set.
I know.
Damn.
Will's not coming through on this, man.
you know what?
I'm getting
That's
some
the-
Pacers gear coming to me. Hopefully, fingers crossed tomorrow. So
I'm questioning Will's whole ability to do anything on this. Yeah.
To be fair, you guys are way better at recruiting outfits and just free gear in general.
Oh, yo,
Look,
honestly,
it's
Alex,
serious.
shout out Alex for plugging me up with a nice little item, which we don't have to talk about.
Yeah. Shouts to anonymous listener, if you still listen, for hooking up the Bape Crocs
Thank you.
for Jerome. Sent us the friends and family exclusive. Damn, you can't even find that on StockX, man.
Oh, well, Hello got some reach, man. Come on, man.
Yo, hello,
It was-
got some
it was
reach.
the-
You just gotta reach deep into your DMs, man, and find
was-
the
it was-
person
it
who
was
plugged
a-
you with Crocs 2 years ago.
It was.
I was like, hey, it's Alex,
crazy 180.
It's like, hey, Alex, this is Alex from Raptor Show. I'm now on Hello. He's like,
Hello from the other side.
hello from the
man.
other pod.
Also, I mean, like, I'm wearing a Pacers tee, but it's like a fake Pacers
Oh,
tee
yeah.
that from our friends at Double Dribble.
Yeah,
Albert hooked me up when we
yeah,
were
Double
in
Dribble.
Montreal because
Is this the last Pacers team that went to the finals?
It's the last Pacers team that went to the finals, but it's an
Jalen
alternate version
Rose.
where they're actually world champions in this alternate reality. So it's like a fake championship tee. And when I met Albert, I told him so much about how much I love Reggie Miller. And so
these are the shirts they sent to Honduras. That's Honduras, man. No offense.
But when we went to that hoop run, he gave me the shirt there. So
that's pretty cool.
Shout out Double Dribble.
God.
How about them Blue Jays though?
Yo, Blue Jays, man, firing on all cylinders right now. Just swept the St. Louis Cardinals. Yariel Rodriguez, first career save. 10 runs yesterday without Vladimir Guerrero. Alejandro Kirk right now.
Captain.
Killing. Yo, Gabriel Moreno trade was a success. We got Varsho on the DL right now. He's coming back. Santander's getting healthy. Alec Manoah, I heard, is going to be making a late season comeback. Max Scherzer's thumb is feeling better. Ali Khan hasn't been able to come through for tickets the last 2 requests, but it's cool.
Man.
It's cool. I got Madeline, I got Richard Lee, Sam, I got a whole squad. So we're gonna go watch the Yankees at some point. Yusei Kikuchi's coming back with the Angels. We gotta go see our guy Yusuke, the translator too. So we're gonna be at Mapo. So catch us at Mapo. Just look up when the Angels are there and go post up at Mapo at 10 p.m. So we're gonna be watching the Jays.
Advice.
We're gonna be watching the Jays all summer, baby.
All
Yo,
right.
here's the thing. The Jays are good when I'm actually tapped into the Jays because I'm a fair weather fan. I wait to see how the season's going. What have they won? 12 of the last 14. Today was a bullpen day, and they still won it tonight. You know what I mean? They were down 2-0, and then they came back.
Yo, they got Spencer Turnbull making his debut.
Yo,
they
who's
turned
the guy
that
who hits...
ball up, man.
Oh man!
Yeah.
This is the Twitter tweet about the guy who rode the mechanical bull 3 times.
Turn the ball, get the horns.
Well, who's the guy who's hitting all the left-handed guys? All the left-handed pitchers. He's hit 4 home runs off left. He hit one today.
Oh, is it Ernie Clement?
Yeah, Ernie Clement.
Miles
Yeah,
Straw, Tyler Heineman. Yeah. Yo, extend Ross Atkins, man.
Yo, Bo, you really want to leave this, Bo? You're not leaving. Come on, Bo.
Yo, come on, Bo. Say
Come on,
no
Bo.
to the rest, man. Yeah.
Yo, I didn't know George Springer was that old. They were trying to.
Yo, man. Spring is back, baby.
Oh.
Spring comes back every year, baby.
It's summer.
Spring comes back every year.
Yo, where's Due West Fest for the start of spring, man?
Oh,
Do Spring
man.
Fest. Let's go.
That'd be way too cold.
No, Jays are lit right now. Jays are super lit right now. I
Yo,
love when the
Addison
Jays can actually
Barger. Oh my God, man.
Come on, man.
We're killing them.
Yo, remember when Romano came back trying to get that save and he couldn't do it?
All right.
That was nasty.
Oh, yeah, by the way,
That was heartbreaking, man.
Samson Folk is in Indiana, man. We're going to tap in with him or something.
Yeah,
word.
shout out Samson.
Yeah,
Shouts to Samson,
man. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Up
go
next.
But shouts to the Blue Jays, man.
No one
love
will
some
talk
tickets.
about it, but friend of the program, Nemhard, has been locking up Shea.
Yo, especially in fourth quarters, because first
Yeah.
3 quarters, I'm not gonna lie, Shea does be. By the way, why were Shea and do you see the first play of the game? Shea and
He elbowed him.
He elbowed and pushed Nemhard off him first play of the game, 20
Right,
seconds
right.
in they called a foul.
In his
And
head
it was
a
a
little bit.
real foul. I like that, man. I like that because
They
Nemhard.
had, was it in game 1? They had that little kind of almost like Mo Pete, Vince Carter type, just each of them giving each other a knock,
Yeah.
but no one calling anything.
Yeah,
thankfully.
just going back
Yeah.
and forth a little bit.
But this
Yeah,
is what
yeah.
Nemhard does to you, man. You
Yeah.
remember in Game 6, the moment when you knew the Knicks were done, for sure done, was when Brunson headbutted. He used his big ass head to headbutt Andrew Nemhard, and they didn't even call no foul or anything. But that's when you knew he broke him.
John Starks, Reggie Miller.
Oh man, same kind of moment.
Zidane
different.
Materazzi. Yeah.
Yo, I hope the Italians are listening, man. Actually, I hope they are listening. I hope the French are
Saving these-
listening.
yeah.
Let's say.
Saving these jokes for when you're sober.
Come on, man.
I hate these reactions.
What do you want me to say? Yay?
You've been killing all the jokes.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
man. That's
boy.
a great joke.
No, but you.
I'm enjoying all
No,
the
the drunk guy just being like, "That's a great joke." Kills it. You've been saying that all day.
I'm sorry, man. These are great jokes.
Anyways,
Your humor
you
is
don't have to go in-
fantastic. Is that what you want?
Yo, no more bar nights.
Bar down.
Addison Barger.
Overdrive. You're on overdrive right now, bro. Go have some noodles. Yeah.
All right. Oh, should we go for skewers after this?
Damn, man. Just
all right.
crushed an overdrive noodles joke.
I don't know when you made this mention,
Jerome
Alex,
popped
but Caleb had joked, lol. Also, let's hear more about Alex's high school dates.
Oh, because I think I was joking about taking people to like Kelsey's and like Outback.
Yes,
Outback
yes.
Bro, but
steak.
isn't that everyone's high school date? Like, I definitely had one of those. Like
Baton
taking-
Rouge?
Yo,
Oh yeah, that's fancy
trying-
money right there. That's
Yeah.
generational
Yeah,
wealth.
you got $100 in your account or what, man?
what? We getting apps?
Like,
No,
you know what? You know what? That was a stress back in the day though, because you're rolling in. I guess you're at a certain age, like you're not drinking, so you don't got to worry about like drinks.
Sure.
No,
sure.
the drinks are like a Coca-Cola. I think that's
Right.
actually-
So let's
Very
like
I
No,
mean,
know.
at that
here's some.
point, yeah.
What are the date spots in Markham? I mean, like none of us have dated in Markham forever. For FMP,
Yo,
it's
Shorty,
pretty-
you want to go to Times Square?
First Markham, the pool hall, like across from Pacific Mall.
Oh yeah, there's that one.
Yeah, there's the karaoke. There used to be a lot of just arcades.
Gopher
you could
Tea,
hang out.
Destiny. These are real references though.
Yeah, Gopher Tea, Destiny, East
Alex,
Beaver Creek.
do you remember next to Gopher Tea on Markham there was this bar called Bricks, and I'm pretty sure it was just, and I'm sorry for the crass turn, a bit of a cougar bar.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, on just like chill weekend nights, like just everybody just chilled at Tim Hortons, man.
Oh, Tim Hortons was
You
big.
just pull up to the
Yeah,
local
yeah.
Tim Hortons.
Yeah,
You're
that was a
Shorty
move.
to Tim Hortons.
Yo, Shorty
Alex,
want
you
that,
ever take him to,
Shorty
like, the
want that last Boston cooler?
That
Boston Cooler. That's just two different things.
Yo, Shorty,
That's
you
just
want
a
an ice
closer
cap?
for the Red Sox.
Yo, Shorty, you want the birthday cake Timbits for your B-day?
Shorty, you want a bagel with butter?
Wait, but Alex, did you ever take him to the one that was also a combination Tim
The
Hortons
worst
Wendy's?
thing
Oh
I've ever
yeah,
heard.
Yeah,
Tim
yeah.
Hortons, Wendy's.
Tim
Yeah,
Hortons Wendy combination.
No, a lot of times, honestly, just chilling in the parking lot, like in your car type situation. I
Yeah,
don't know.
of course.
Sure.
That's a classic, but
But
Wow.
Baton Rouge was like I think the establishment.
That was like adult.
Yeah, like if you're taking
Yeah.
someone to Baton Rouge, like it's pretty serious for whatever serious was back then.
More questions. Oh, go ahead. Will,
west
sorry.
side of Toronto, because like you guys got the east side,
Yes, sir.
all held down. On the west side, over in Etobicoke, these were the go-to options. Okay, number
Okay.
one, Cineplex Odeon, so it's just like another
Oh, yeah.
Cineplex.
Yeah,
Movies all day.
a movie
Cineplex
theater?
Odeon at
Yeah.
Islington and Queensway.
Okay.
It had a milestones connected to.
Is that where
like
the VIP is now too?
I
The
don't even
Queensway.
know.
Yeah, the Queensway VIP, like right now.
Oh
Currently.
yeah. Yeah, so there's like a milestones connected to like what's that like barbecue joint place called? Montana's.
Oh, Montana's. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
Monta-
no, no,
oh, you're talking that type of barbecue.
Yeah, it was like that style. So the go-to was you have a dinner there and then you walk across the parking lot.
That's
Oh,
right.
To
so dinner and
watch
a movie vibe.
Yeah,
Dinner and a
dinner and a
movie,
movie
yeah.
classic. There's an arcade inside the movie theater, so if you want to
Yeah.
loiter around afterwards, you could do a little bit more in that
Mm-hmm.
area. Another option would be to go to Sherway, just like
Yeah.
to walk around Sherway.
Yeah.
You could hit the what was hot back then, 2010. Like you can go to American Eagle, spray some free cologne and walk out. You know what I
Airy.
mean?
Are you talking about like an
Yeah.
Abercrombie and Fitch situation?
Yeah,
Like, that's where
Abercrombie and
like,
Fitch,
the-
they had
like,
that there
cologne?
too.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
was the last one?
Hollister.
Hollister,
Yo, that was the
yeah.
big three, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Did you,
That was
Hollister?
Kuzma. That was Kuzma, Beal, and Wall. Yeah.
Did you have relatives back in like China and Hong Kong that like asked you to bring back things like Hollister? I remember that was a
No,
thing,
American
too.
Eagle
Yeah.
was like a real like
American
prized
Eagle,
item
yeah,
that you
yeah.
can bring back. That one in particular. There's an East Side Mario's there that I genuinely.
Hey, bada boom, bada bing.
there's a Mandarin.
Mandarin's still
also-
there.
Yeah, that's like Kipling. I think it's just a little bit up
Yeah,
the
yeah,
road,
yeah.
but Kipling and
That's right.
Queensway as well. Past that, there's a lot of walking in parks.
Sure.
And that's it. man.
Dangerous.
That's
No,
a Etobicoke, bro.
That's a Topico.
That's a Etobicoke, man.
That's
right.
dope. That's dope.
Take your shorty to Woodbine Mall. Done that a couple times,
Yo, take a shorty to the Kendrick concert.
Okay.
Alex, question for you for Letterbox listeners: is Alex planning to log Celine Song's Materialists this weekend?
No doubt, Past Lives was a classic. I know there's been some mixed reviews on Materialist, but I know my girl Celine's gonna come through. So definitely gonna watch that. Gonna watch the new Wes Anderson movie. What is it called? Venetian Scheme. So I gotta get on that as well. But right now I'm just ripping through all the Coen brother movies.
Got it.
Ones that I have and haven't watched. So
Got it.
yeah.
You're
Follow me on
prolific,
Letterboxd.
You prolific movies, man.
I just have a lot of time. Yeah.
In the
It's not
theme
great.
of talking about whether or not Victor Wembanyama being a monk is a work, our friend J.R. Manatad had shared R-Truth getting fired was a work. Alex?
It was not a work, JR. He was fired and then the fans brought him back, okay? Youngin, let me teach you about kayfabe sometime.
Oh,
Okay.
yo, calling him youngin is crazy, man. Yo, wow.
Youngin, we'll come to Pickering and see you, bro. Yeah,
You're
no,
not
I love
going
you,
to-
JR.
You're not going to Pickering.
I love you, JR. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're always
we-
on
we
these.
both
When do
love
you
you,
work?
JR.
When do you work? I want to see your work slips from last week. I still have access to spreadsheets.
Yeah, I don't know if you should admit that publicly.
Oh my gosh.
It's fine. It's fine. It's
I
fine.
see what guests you're booking.
Oh man.
Just watch the show, Alex. All right, we have a couple
Love you,
of
Jerry.
a couple dollars, two different ones, both from Top Shot. First, $2 from Top Shot saying George Hill was a problem.
Was a problem for his own teams. remember when Daryl Morey refused to trade for Kyle Lowry and then picked up George Hill, and then what happened? Yeah.
Yep.
That guy should be fired, man. That guy should be absolutely
George over the hill. Yeah.
fired. Well, there was also obviously
That was really
remember,
good.
by the way,
That was
I think the height of Alex's influence on like the Raptors organization as a whole was probably, I would say, 2021, maybe 2022, when Kyle Lowry came back to Toronto, and they showed the tribute video for Kyle Lowry. Because he kept joking on the show that like one of the plays that should make the Kyle Lowry tribute video
is the ducking under the
was
thing?
him crawling under George Hill's legs, which like objectively is not one of like a top 100 plays for Kyle in Toronto. And that play is actually in the Kyle Lowry tribute video. That was all you, man.
Yeah, and I remember the producer, I think Mr. Wolfenstein on IG, told us after that. Yeah, he's like,
Adam
man,
Holmes?
Like, yeah, he's like, yeah, we added that in just for you. So it
That's cool.
It felt special, but you know,
Kyle was watching this thing and he's like, "Oh man!"
But the
you know,
way
when
the
I had
the way
42,
the organization has treated me. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah. Okay.
he's like, "Oh man, my game winner over Dellavedova. You know, what I mean, Game 6, holding the Eastern Conference
Yeah.
Finals, game
But
winning ball.
I can't believe as an established presence in this space that this past year. Oh, never mind. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to see
I
where
tried, man.
the hello and welcome,
Try.
guys, if you want to see where the hello and welcome influence goes, maybe we need to check in 2 days because R.J. Barrett is birthday is coming up, and I have some inside word that potentially we're getting an R.J. kidding me inside that video.
Whoa,
RJ,
whoa, whoa, whoa,
kidding
whoa,
me?
whoa, whoa! That would be
Yeah.
huge for Hello, man.
Yo,
We
that
might keep in.
Yeah.
Like, we'll see if it makes it past the reviews.
we need
And
like a launch-
NS will send you the clip.
we need Wanch, but for Jerome, like.
Yeah. Dronge.
It's okay. It's okay. We're good.
Work on it.
Romge.
That just sounds like I'm wrong in a weird way.
Jeromge.
Ramj. All right. $5 more from Top Shot. Shout out you. Proud moment for Haiti and Montreal North. Math
sir.
and Dort back-to-back huge finals games. It's amazing.
Hey, by the way, I finally watched Inbound, the documentary
Yeah.
that was also produced by Bell and I believe Uninterrupted Canada.
That's right.
That was a really, really good story. And a really
It was
good
really
doc to-
good, yeah.
Yeah, to tell the story of like the history of immigration and how much that impacted like the success and the growth of the Canadian national basketball program, both on the men's and the women's side. And it was great to like see those scenes of like what, how Benedict grew up and how Lou Dort grew up and hearing their moms sort of, and just their families talk about it. I
The
think
family
that's, like,
element was really great. I really, like, once
Yeah.
I saw it, the first thing that came to mind, I was like, Will's going to really love this.
that was really good. By the way, it's up
Yeah.
on YouTube now, so you can just find it. You just type Inbound, probably Canada basketball or something like that. Like I think that's probably enough keywords, but you'll find it. It's well worth your time. It's like 50 minutes, and it really tells you the backstory of sort of how some of these players came through. And yeah, man, I think I don't know enough about Montreal North. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not like one of the places I go when I go visit Montreal, but I'm really happy that they get to be put on this big scale because I mean it is pretty cool, man. 2 of the 3 Montreal players playing each other in the finals is just like, what are the odds, you know?
Yeah.
And both playing well too. Both playing great.
Speaking of Canada, you know, the Edmonton Oilers are back in action tomorrow in the Stanley Cup Finals. Will, I know you've been following this closely. The Oilers took a 6-1 beating against the Rats in Game 3. We're rooting for Connor McDavid over here. Edmonton is 2.30 to win Game 4 tomorrow and even the series. We rolling with the Oilers? You gonna oil up?
Oh man, I'm slick, Rick, man. Nah,
Get this guy off the screen.
Nah, of course, man. You got. When was the last time a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup?
93, Montreal Canadiens.
This is too long, man. The cup belongs in Canada. We saw how much nationalistic fever.
Elbows up.
For the All-Star weekend when obviously Canada was able to win the 4 Nations face-off. And you know, I think as one of the greatest players in the game, you know, you have to do these difficult things. You have to break one of these generational curses. And Canada's on a 30-plus year drought at this point in our great game that we produce the best players in. So yes, we are all pulling for the Oilers. And certainly there's nobody on the Panthers that I particularly like, especially after what they did to my beloved Toronto Maple Leafs. So let's go. What's the Oilers like? Is there like a let's go?
Oil up. No,
Oil up.
Oil up. That's not it, man. Come on, man.
It
Anyways.
is now. We're saying it's that. Anyway.
All right.
Edmonton is 2.30. Make sure you hit the QR code below and check out all your sports betting needs on Betway. But don't include your nephews in any videos.
Oh, no.
In the spirit of just like looking back at a lot of these Canadian players coming up, we were talking about this earlier in our group chat, but we have these like screen caps from like really early OKC Raptors games. We have Shea and Lou Genstort in the national anthems there, looking young as hell. And this one, it was actually just like a shot I really liked, just caught in the moment. But we got Lou here with the We the North in the background, which I think is a pretty cool shot.
I think this is the 2020 game where I think Chris Paul and Shea hit a bunch of pull-up jumpers to beat the Raps.
Right. Yeah,
Chris Paul.
December 2019. December 2019, I think.
Chris Paul can still help somebody in 2025.
Yo, you think Chris Paul would be a good fit on Dallas? Someone brought that idea up to me this weekend.
CP should go to the Knicks, man. Player coach.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I actually don't hate that.
CP
That's kind of like
Jason
hiring
Kidd.
Jason. Exactly. That's basically hiring Jason Kidd. Like
CP, Jason
Listen.
Kidd, or Tobias Harris, like your pick.
Listen, I've got every
wow.
I've got every Bill
He is
Simmons.
It's like Morpheus, man.
I've got every Bill Simmons, Chuck Klosterman pod from 2013 to present downloaded. So
Oh, okay.
I gotta
What are
run,
you
guys.
planning, man? What are you planning?
The sound does sound like someone who's about to play it. Like a societal like
Are you okay, man?
This
Are
is
you okay?
ominous.
No, they dropped a classic today and made me want to just go back into the archives, man.
Yo, but
High
they-
level banter.
Yo, but it's not even banter, bro. They just increasingly just throw anything at the wall. By the way, you know what I missed back in the day? Yo, half-baked ideas, man. With Kevin
Oh
Wildes.
my god! Oh my god! John,
is so-
John and I used to do a similar thing on the OG Stephen LeBron radio called $5 ideas. I actually gotta find some of those.
Jerome, I think the idea speaks for itself. I don't have to contextualize it for you, but yeah, I mean, yeah, half-baked ideas was pretty good. They're all so stupid, man. Yo, soccer, baseball,
Dude.
kind of a half-baked idea.
Do you guys think in like, I don't know, 20, 40, 50 years there will be like a podcasting Hall of Fame? Like you got to induct some like OG podcasters.
There's podcast awards, right?
I think the Basketball Hall of Fame is due soon enough because they do add like,
Media,
numbers.
right?
Yeah.
Oh.
It'd be
think
so cool
podcasting's a
seeing
bit-
like no dunks.
No Dunks definitely should be there.
Like
Yeah.
that would
Yeah,
be
for sure.
amazing. Yeah.
I mean, low-key, like, Bill's probably going to be a Hall of Famer, Basketball Hall of Famer, man.
That's
Don't you
kind of
think?
nuts to think about. Yeah. Oh, by the way, another Hall of Famer, Nav Bhatia, was a courtside.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
Wearing a number 95 Canada jersey.
There's a Canadian Podcast Awards?
Oh, what?
CPA.
Oh man.
Yo,
gotta
let
go
the
backwards,
ex-CPA get a CPA, man.
Oh, husband's a CPA. Absurd reference.
Yeah, no offense. I feel like those awards be putting up like
Really?
pods that don't matter.
I want to see who actually won the last ones, man.
Yeah, better not be Fifth Estate.
What's wrong with Fifth Estate? Yeah, I was recently my little brother. He's 10 years younger than me, so he missed out on like all the Rob Ford, the whole Rob Ford era.
Oh,
George.
poor guy.
So we watched the Fifth Estate on the episode on Rob Ford, who was obviously threatening to remember that whole video was coming out of him smoking like crack cocaine.
He was on crack.
Apparently, they're adding a best podcast category at the Golden Globes next year.
Yeah, that's
There you go,
gonna
yeah.
go to like Smart List or something.
Yeah.
Wow, This American Life.
Yeah, it's
Unbelievable.
oh man.
The Daily.
Maybe we need an Asian award called the Jade Awards and award us best podcast.
I agree.
It's just an
That's what we
inside
need.
job.
Oh, another movie I gotta add to my watch
There
list.
you go.
Yo, the Basketball Jones
yeah.
was legendary, man. Yo,
Basketball
honestly,
Jones, man. TBJ,
you don't understand
man.
how many shows would not exist without TBJ, man.
The Basketball
Absolutely.
Jones, that's the coaching tree. That's the podcasting tree.
Yeah.
Like I will argue that
Hello and
the Basketball
Welcome is a
Jones.
branch, actually, of the.
Oh,
because
definitely,
They
man.
poached one of their
Yeah.
producers.
Yeah,
Well,
and it's
yeah.
such a
No.
compliment whenever we even get like
Oh,
just
absolutely,
just
yeah.
the slightest comparison of like, oh, these guys are like the Basketball Jones or like no
No,
dunks,
it's incredible.
like, stuff. Like that means a lot, man.
I still remember the day I got a call from like one of the execs at the Athletic, and they're like, "So, just keep this between you and I, but Lee Ellis is leaving the show." And I was like, "Oh, okay. That's crazy. Why?"
Ellis.
you-
Sorry,
why?
man.
I wasn't sure why. And then they're like, they have an open slot to bring in another talent, but they're actually asking if you want to join the show. And like I tried so hard to like contain my excitement, but I was just like, "Oh yeah, I'll give it a day or two to think about." But like hung up right away, and I was just like, "Yo, I'm joining like No Dunks."
Yeah,
Yeah, it was the coolest thing, man.
man, they got that OG No Dunks purple hoodie. They don't sell anymore. I really want that.
Yo, wow, what was that? What was that old TBJ shirt that just had like that little podcast mic, but a basketball?
Oh yeah,
Right.
no, I actually want to get some of that merch because it's like classic, man.
Speaking of classic merch, man,
I can
that
ask
free
some
Darko
questions for
merch
you,
back
buddy.
in the day.
Oh yeah.
Yo,
Even when
I mean,
they
I'm
did
sure
like
they
the
have
Bosch
something.
campaign and all that stuff, they made so much
Like
stuff.
a Bosch?
Yeah, they made so much stuff back in the day.
yeah.
No. Like
Man.
the funny thing about like the way like media can cycle and stuff like that is, and even like in working with them, I'll be like, "Hey, what do you guys think about trying this thing out?" And they're like, "Yeah, we did that in like 2011."
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
nothing's
They did
really new,
everything.
man. I'll just say that much. Nothing really
Yeah.
is that new,
Yeah.
you know. And I feel like
and
people
shout out
who-
to them. They're like they're a group that like have somehow, for as long as they've been doing it, like maintained their fandom, maintained their like joy and spirit for the game.
Yeah.
Like that's really hard to do, and yeah, they're
for sure.
they're amongst the best.
If for real ones who know, when the NBA was in a lockout and they still
Oh,
did
that was your
pods,
favorite.
the
Yeah.
Blank Jones, when they would talk about anything other than basketball.
were
were
free
some
agents.
of my favorite episodes,
Yeah.
man. Some of my them at the Score. That's part of the reason I went to the Score, man. 'Cause I
Trey
was like-
Toby was like doing a post game at like this finals. They were doing a live post game, and like as they were doing it, like Kenny Smith just pulls up from the side and like interrupts, like dap him up, like he's
Damn.
yeah, real ones.
Damn. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna do let's do a proper banter pod after the Bobby event.
Absolutely.
Can we recap that? We'll take some. Yeah. I'll float out. Just take questions and stuff.
Oh,
So
also as a
you guys-
production note, like we are
Okay.
aiming to capture the Bobby event, like the episode that we're doing there. So if all goes well, obviously barring no random technical like freakouts, like listeners will be able to like hear it and also like watch the interview that we host there.
Yeah. That's
If you're unable to attend, so we'll get that to you sometime next week. It won't take as long as a Norm Powell interview.
sick. Yeah. No. We're all excited for that. So I think this is the last you'll hear from us until after the event, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's the
Or
plan.
wait,
I
you
know
doing
we'll
something Friday?
You don't want me? You want to hear me and Levan talk about prospects and the number 9 pick?
Why can't that be next week?
We're doing that next week, Will.
All right, fine. Enjoy this, okay? That's why we make these 2 hours. We can hold you over, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
so
Listen to it twice. Listen to it backwards.
Excited to see all of you on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
That are able to attend, and we'll be probably back
Back
Monday
with finals
after-
coverage Monday after Game 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay.
And then
Close
we'll
us
drop
out, Will.
we got a banter part for you coming after that.
There you go. Lots on the way. Thanks everyone for listening. For myself, Will, Alex, Jerome, it's been the Hello and Welcome podcast presented by Betway. We'll see you at the Bobby event this weekend. Lo ave.